Hey there, I'm Jim.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Dusty.
From Dad's Doing Nerd Shit.
A podcast on the Fandom Limb Media Network.
We talk about all kinds of nerdy stuff.
From Dungeons and Dragons to the MCU.
From video games to semi-current space news.
And anything else that catches our attention.
New episodes go live every Monday morning on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
We can also be found on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter.
So roll the dice and join us as we discuss the things we love and the culture around being a nerd.
Director of the first two Harry Potter films, Chris Columbus, decided not to return for the third film in order to spend more time with his family. And so, the search for a replacement began. Whittled down from a short list of contenders, eventually Mexican-born director Alfonso Cuarón was chosen to helm The Prisoner of Azkaban. Hot off of his last film, Y Tu Mamá También, Cuarón was a favorite of Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling's. Cuarón's influence can be seen all over this film, and he is credited with changing the tone of the series towards a more darker and adult sensibility, with this film often being considered by fans to be the best of the entire series. Joining the cast this time is Gary Oldman as Harry's uncle, the titular prisoner, Sirius Black. Also on the call sheet are Emma Thompson as Professor Trelawney, Timothy Spall as Peter Pettigrew, David Thewlis as Professor Lupin, the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and Michael Gambon as Professor Dumbledore, taking over the role from the late Richard Harris, who passed away after completing his role in the previous film. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban received mostly positive reviews from fans and critics alike and went on to make $797 million at the worldwide box office. It was also the second highest grossing film of 2004, beaten only by, you guessed it, Shrek 2. However, despite its financial success, it is actually the lowest grossing Harry Potter film to date. Joining us for this third Harry Potter film is none other than fan favorite guest and eternal friend of the pod, Chandler Smidt. So join up with Harris, Colin, and I as we magically dodge Dementors and skinny-ass werewolves, because we watched the 2004 magical family classic, Alfonso Cuarón's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This is a show about franchises, wizarding movie franchises. You're listening to License to Watch.
Why in the world was this movie made?
Lost a lot of weight between this movie and the last, and so he's wearing a fat suit.
Oh, nice.
Not in this movie.
In this movie? Yeah, well, I read the trivia, and it said it might not be this movie. It might be afterwards, after this movie.
It's
but he did lose a lot of weight. You can kind of
it's
tell by
definitely
looking at him.
I love the seventh movie. He was in a big fat suit.
Oh, really?
I love how you're like, it's in this movie. I read the trivia, and it might not be in this movie, but it's definitely.
She is that fat, though.
Yeah, that
she's
actress
able to
actually
do
gained that
with
weight.
her body.
It was like
on
a
command.
Robert De Niro performance.
Because in the trivia it says like he lost a lot of weight, and in the movies going forward he had to wear a fat suit, but it doesn't say. It's in this movie's trivia, but it doesn't say in this movie. So it's
Are we doing the podcast now? I feel like we should explain what we're looking at, because we have not mentioned a single thing about what is actually going on.
Yeah, we're talking about what's happening on screen. Is a little movie called Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. It has to be pronounced that way.
And we're talking about
this is something I wanted to talk about, is that there are like so many ways to pronounce Azkaban, and I like thinking about it as like a spectrum in between like making it sound like really European and like a little bit gay, and then like really like Southern American and like
I
a
heard
little
he
bit
got sent down to Azkaban.
Azkaban. Look, the correctional facility down there at Azkaban, or it's like Azkaban, and you like have to like.
I don't think it's the accent. It's either it has to be whispered like an Azkaban, or it needs to be
You don't pronounce
screamed.
the Z. It's actually a TH sound.
It needs to be screamed.
Azkaban.
I like
when people correct the B.
Yeah, I like it with a TH. Azkaban.
It's not Azkaban.
How do they say it in this movie?
I don't want to break the wizard law because I'm afraid of Azkaban.
Do they say Azkaban or Azkaban?
See, that's what it's the actor's choice.
We have to get into it. 12 years of it in Azkaban. No, it's like that.
Yeah, you got to do it however Gary Oldman says it.
Old man.
Old man.
Because he knows his pronunciation.
Exactly.
I still like the Southern way too, though. Down there, you got sent up Azkaban. A lot of years with the Dementors.
And
He's
Actually,
one of
this
them
is a good
foreigners.
question.
They waterboard them too.
K-Band.
But do foreigners go to Azkaban, or they have a different one?
It's like the Guantanamo Bay of
I
Harry
was gonna
Potter.
say that's what I was like. Is
Yeah.
Guantanamo Bay actually a wizard prison
Yeah, like,
for America?
Is your question? Is there more than one wizard prison?
Yeah, I mean, like that's the most famous one, but
Yeah.
now we know there are different wizarding schools, and
Exactly.
so what are their?
Well, it's like in Marvel,
Azkaban.
they have like there's several different prisons. There's like the Raft, and then there's like the Big House, which is actually like a shrunken down.
And then the one in the
So it's
sea?
more of a little house.
Oh, there's one that's in another dimension. Yeah, no, exactly.
Big Little House.
It's
It's
funny.
a pun.
Yeah,
It's a play.
yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I'd like to learn more about the wizarding world of prisons.
They should make like an Oz remake, but it takes place in the world of Harry Potter.
Yes.
It's directed by Ava DuVernay.
As we're going forward with these movies, though, like I'm feeling more and more like the wizarding world is really cruel. The politics are very corrupt. It's
Yeah, what do you think it's a reflection of or a metaphor for?
nothing.
The real world?
You're right. The real world is much better.
But like we're like a few minutes away from a scene where like the Minister of Magic comes in and tells Harry like, yeah, you broke the law real bad, but it don't matter.
That's my boy Cornelius Fudge. He ain't fudging around.
But if the wrong person decides your pet griffin, whatever, hippogriff
yeah.
has to die, that's it. Just, there have been complaints about the hippogriff.
It's crazy to complain about a hippogriff because it's so hip.
Oy vey.
So,
And we're back.
Chandler Smidt is here with us. Are you in the 5-timer club now? Is this?
I think this might be.
I think it's 4, right?
I think it's
you
4.
did 2 last episodes and 1 first one.
Well, you did Mission
Yeah.
Impossible.
Mission Impossible. Blade.
Star Trek, Blade.
Wait, which Star Trek did you do? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember,
last
she was
one.
the closer for
Yeah,
a
she's
while.
the closer,
Right,
yeah.
That was a closer.
I got a question about this bus since it's on the screen right now. Is this a homeless shelter that's also a bus? Why are there all these derelicts sleeping in beds
I
on
think
this
so.
thing?
This is my least favorite part of this movie. It's super annoying. The guy doing the Jamaican stereotype is going way too over the top with it, and like it's just like it's like trying to tell me it's zany and fun.
Trying
when it's
hard.
not actually being zany.
And why does
fun.
this guy have like sores all over his face? Why are all these?
That
Why
was
are
my
these homeless men?
He's supposed to
in
be
these-
17 in the book.
Oh.
He's like a pimply teen, and this
Oh,
guy's
okay.
like a
I was
30-year-old
not
with
getting that
cystic
vibe.
acne.
I was getting like 40-year-old sexual predator.
Yeah.
who's
Well,
got
he's a Death Eater in the books, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
I don't know what that is.
Stan Shunpike. What? Do you not know
should I-
anything about
Can I close this?
Yes, please.
Yes, I do not know anything about this. This is actually the last movie in the series that I've seen. I'm older, so I missed the whole. I was too old for the books.
So it doesn't. It's not revealed in the movies that he's a Death Eater. It's a book fact.
Okay, but forgive me if I'm
well,
wrong.
then I don't
but
know at all.
Oh, now
I
you
wasn't-
know. I'm here to enlighten you.
I thought that being a Death Eater did not necessarily make you a pedo.
Wait, who's a Death Eater? This bus
They're
guy?
not mutually exclusive. No.
Pimply bus guy is a Death Eater?
Yeah, in the books.
Does he come back in the movies at all?
No.
Yeah.
Because he nailed it. They were like, "Wow, this guy. We got to get this guy back
They're like,
in here.
he's a pedophile.
This
I
is
can't bring him
live
back.
wire,
That was too
yeah.
crazy of
This
us.
scene sucks. It's
Exactly.
one of the worst scenes in the whole series.
I agree. This was a pretty bad scene. I thought we were. See,
You guys, it's called a set piece, okay?
I
Yeah.
get it. I did not love the first 2 movies. They were fine. They were entertaining. They seemed like kids' movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remembered liking this one when I saw it years and years ago. And this start was pretty rocky. I was like, this is the exact same shit that we've been dealing with. It's like a little darker, but it's same goofy shit that we've been seeing in the last 2 movies. And then it got a little better.
I remember
I did
seeing-
end up liking it again when we got through it.
I remember seeing it in theaters and like getting to this part and being like, oh no, like I shouldn't have bought a ticket to this. And by the time I got through with it, I was like really relieved. I was like, yeah, okay, I enjoyed this film.
I straight up love this scene.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
No, I'm
with
kidding.
what? I'm the only one. I'm like, why are you guys Look at
they
they're
did
skinny.
this. They did this with camera tricks. The bus didn't actually the bus didn't actually shrink.
No, they
we
shrunk.
should talk about who directed this movie.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Who did direct this movie?
It's Alfonso Cuarón, which you also have to
Yay.
pronounce exactly like that.
Yep.
That's how I know that
Azkaban.
Sirius and Remus are gay. They got the guy that directed E2 Mama and Tammy
That's
Ann
right.
to direct the first movie
Yeah.
with Sirius and
They
Remus.
weren't going to have straight wizards in this
Hell
one. Yeah.
fucking no. Ugh, it's my ship. That's my ship.
People were concerned when he got hired to be director that there was going to be like some raw, like hardcore nudity in this.
Yeah,
Just like in,
they
his
thought they had
previous
like
movie.
some bareback, orgy stuff. Yeah. Which obviously,
Sirius and Remus, gay, in the woods, in the Shrieking Shack.
Well, here's
I mean,
the
obviously the
Reunited.
deleted scenes, there's a lot of questionable hardcore sex, but
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I heard that they only do the gay stuff while they're both dogs, and that means it doesn't count.
oh yeah, no, that definitely doesn't count. Yep. That's in their culture, being gay when you're a dog is okay. It's like a lot of closeted wizards are just dog gay, as it's called. Oh, by the way, did you guys notice I've got like a little Harry Potter scar going on here?
Yeah, what
On
happened?
my forehead.
What did you do?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I encountered my own personal Voldemort, which are I've been this height for about
Don't say his name.
30 something years now, and I'm about the height of most doorways. So I know that anytime I get near a doorway, I just duck. But every once in a while, there's little hydraulic arms that keep the door from slamming shut with like a little elbow on it, and I got one hard. with
I
this
have
thing.
a doorway injury right now also.
Wow,
Mine
Yeah.
was like less about height and more about like carelessness.
Just raw stupidity.
yes, carelessness. That's what I said. Not raw stupidity.
Your door.
No, it was I was setting the alarm on one of my like clients' houses, and for some reason they have like one of those archway things in between two rooms of their house, but the archway has like a little flourish on it that like makes it like a shape, and it comes to a point, and I like went full speed into that point like with my head.
Yeah.
I got a little thing here.
Yeah, you got to be careful going full speed through doorways if you're not short.
It's true.
I'm like worried about me and Matt now. Like, are we next? Like, we have to watch out
Well,
for
I have an
doors.
injury. It's not a head injury.
I would like to know how you guys might get your heads close enough to a doorway. I think you're probably safe on doorways.
I hit my head on my car door all the time. So that's my
yeah, definitely don't.
Achilles heel
Do
door.
you guys ever get the fear of like the Wile E. Coyote thing where like you think you're about to walk through a doorway, but then like a split second before you do, you're like, is it painted on and an optical
So very
illusion?
convincing.
like in
matte
the new
painting.
Jackass movie, they do that. I have an injury. I'm dealing with a pinched nerve that's so bad that my index finger is completely numb.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah, I think I'm dying.
yikes.
If
So
this
if
is
somebody
my-
pulled your finger, you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, I would just be farting away and not.
You're here
just
with
watch.
us instead of
You'd
your
just be
family.
farting normally, not because they pulled your finger, as you always are.
It's
They didn't
just
do-
like a gas leak, ladies and gentlemen.
They didn't do much with this book except for this one moment, right? Like I thought this book was
It
going to
gets
be like
Neville later a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It does, yeah. They show them walking down the hall and everyone's got one, right?
For some reason I thought this was going to be like a big thing, and they have like one other moment with it later on.
It's just like a
but-
bit of a flourish.
Yeah.
It's a textbook for the class that Hagrid teaches.
Textbook Harry Potter.
It's
flourish.
textbook Harry
Potter.
Yeah. It just gets you into that moment when Hagrid is like teaching a class, like because that's a big deal. I don't like that it spits out little bits of paper.
Yeah, because wouldn't it run out eventually? That's what I was
Exactly,
thinking.
and
you
like-
It's a magic book.
I know, but like, and it's like
oh, magic. Yeah, right. Got it.
it's like chewing up its own insides or whatever.
like
but
this
like
part
the,
right here.
the paper doesn't chew that way; it tears that way. But that's not a chewing thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
That's such a funny gag. I love that. The woman knocks on the door and like a monster roars at her.
I'll come back later then.
I love how they all have like in the world of the wizarding world. There's a lot of like what's his name, like Dr. Caligari, like angles on doorways and hallways and buildings and stuff like that.
And
Yeah.
I had read in the trivia that J.K. Rowling she said there's two parts in this movie that really made her smile the first time she saw it because they allude to something that's going to happen in the last book, which at the time hadn't been published yet. So Chandler, do you know what the two scenes could be? Like, what are some scenes in this that happen that sort of like allude to what comes later? I don't know. I was thinking
I'm trying to think too.
Hermione and Ron like flirting with each other.
Maybe.
Yeah, you definitely got like that was sort of. It felt like they were doing that thing, like they were setting it up a little bit in the last movie, where they were just like there was like some meaningful awkwardness between them.
Yeah.
But in this movie, they're like full on. Hey, these two are into each other.
Let's talk about these posters that are everywhere in this movie.
So, like, what kind of abuse takes place at Azkaban? Where, like, because he's not actually incarcerated in Azkaban yet when they're taking his mugshot, or
he's
is
pissed. I would be pissed he was framed and his friends were murdered and everyone thinks that he did it.
Is that an anger
And the guy
scream,
got
though?
away with it.
I thought that's a
that
fear
did it.
scream because he is
No,
afraid of Dementors.
He looks pretty pissed.
Fucking
Okay, that's anger.
pissed.
Well,
no,
maybe
and I
it's
would be
that
too.
He's been, they keep on saying to the left, to the right, now straight ahead, to the left,
Scream
over
to
and
the
over
left.
again, and he's just like screaming out of boredom.
Oh,
He's been doing this for hours.
No, it's a police interrogation tactic where they tell him to look left, and he looks left, but then they're like, "No, look to the left," and they're trying to tell him to look to the right, but they're saying the wrong thing
like
just
your
to
other-
psych
your
him
other
out.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation where
Let me stop you right there. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, where there's a guy like torturing Captain Picard, and he's like doing this form of psychological torture where there's like a bunch of lights above his head, and he's like, "Tell me how many lights are above my head," and there's 4 of them, and he's like, "There's 4 lights," and he's like, "No, you're mistaken. You see 3 lights," and so he just like keeps doing that in the midst of like torturing him in all these ways and like psychologically like fucking with him. And yeah, it's like a torture technique. It's gaslighting.
Or maybe they're just playing that song to the left, which is a pretty good song. But if you just play it over and over again for years.
Actually,
you
speaking
get
of gaslighting,
you get
there's
sick
so
of it.
much gaslighting in this movie.
Oh, yeah, a lot of gaslighting.
A lot of gaslighting, a lot of girl bossing. Like Hermione's like, "Don't be silly, Ron. How can
Yeah.
you be in 2 places at once?" I was like, "You little bitch."
Oh, by the
you
way,
little-"
I just want to. I know this is we're getting to the very end of the movie, but I just want to point out that Emma Watson has one of the worst fake laughs I've ever seen in any movie ever.
I
In
was gonna
that
bring this up,
last
too.
scene, it's so bad. It's like, do you remember? Like you guys are a little younger, but in the '80s, every TV show would end with like this, like the A-Team and everything. They would end with like the story would end. They'd go to the commercial. They would come back from the commercial with like a button, and they'd be like, "Well, the bank isn't going to foreclose on the ranch thanks to us, but Professor Martinez is going to have a lot of explaining to do, and it's not going to be a true-false question." And then they would all fake laugh, and it would freeze frame.
Yeah, and then like a sheep walks in, and they all look at the sheep, and then they like laugh.
Yeah, it was just like always the worst fake laughs ever, and that's like the Hall of Fame of fake laughs. And she just threw her hat in the ring. She was like, "I know it's a feature film, but I'm in on
starting
bad fake laughs."
to realize that Ron Weasley he's the best actor.
Yes.
I thought the same
Yeah,
thing.
Yes,
he is.
Oh my
yes,
God,
yes.
reading my mind. I
Agreed.
mean, listen,
Yeah.
they've all had good careers, and I think I've seen Daniel Radcliffe in some things he's really good in, and I've seen Emma Watson in some things she's really good in. But in these movies, Rupert Grint is the best of the child actors in the
Agreed.
3 that we've seen so far.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
He
Daniel
is
Radcliffe.
Ron, though, to be fair.
Daniel
just being
Radcliffe
himself.
is terrible in this.
He is pretty bad.
This is like I was sticking up for him in the last 2 movies. I was like, come on, guys, he's good.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I did. You guys were like, he's the worst. I
You were
said,
the
no,
one-
Emma Watson's the worst.
You're the one who like opened the door to the discussion of how he holds his mouth in weird ways.
Yeah, well, I'm getting to that.
No,
He
yeah,
can't-
definitely.
He can't help that. It's just how his mouth is.
He does weird mouth stuff in this too. Like really
It's like
bad.
earlier when we were sound checking and you were like, "What sounds normal?" That's Daniel Radcliffe. Every scene in this movie is like, "How do I make my mouth look normal?" And failing, and he never pulls it off.
Well, Emma has the worst laugh, and he has the worst cry.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Terrible
God.
cry. But he's still doing that like child actor thing of like reacting to everything, like, "Oh, surprise, oh, joy, oh, curiosity." Like, what's that facial expression and how can I do it?
Yeah, he looks more like someone's like telling him to emote than he does like he's trying to emote.
Like, I thought as bad as some of the Emma Watson parts were, there were other parts where like I could see it. She's learning stuff, she's getting better. In this movie, I was like, wow, Daniel Radcliffe has not improved his acting at all in 3 films. And like, however many years he's been alive in that time, he's not getting better.
I think he's better as like a weirdo. Like, you know how Elijah Wood only like plays
Yeah.
like really fucking weird roles.
Yeah.
Now like now like he's doing that. Like he's like a weird
We actually
like
compared him to
billionaire in
Elijah
this
Wood
new
last
movie.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
looks like Elijah Wood.
I think they're
but I
competing for the
love that.
same
Just
roles.
be
It's
weird.
like,
Just do
you know,
your
yeah.
weird roles. Like that's what you're
Exactly.
meant to do.
Why does the first Dementor come for him at all? Just because he's like
He's the most emo.
vulnerable? Is that it?
I think that's it. Like
Okay.
Yeah,
I
there's a lot
literally
of,
think
like,
he has the most trauma that's happened to him, and the Dementor's like,
Right, yeah, like
tasty.
he's the most vulnerable. They suck out
also
fear,
Lupin.
right?
Also
But wait,
Lupin's
aren't
in
they,
there.
Oh,
aren't they
Lupin's
supposed to be like hunting for a specific guy though?
Yeah.
They can't just like run around killing kids on their way to school, can they? Like I don't.
There's a lot of trickery going on in this movie to get the
The
audience
government
to believe
oversight is
something.
bad across the board.
Right. This is what
Yes.
leads me to believe that in the wizarding world, not
corrupt
only is there
society.
like a high level of political corruption, but also the justice system is not very good in that like the Dementors are probably more cruel than they are just. Mm-hmm. And I think that's reflected in what we see. I think we don't get to see how bad the Dementors really are. Like,
Also,
yeah,
they gotta-
sure, they suck out souls, but like their motivation to suck out souls even seems bad, you know?
Yeah, they enjoy it too much, probably.
Yeah, they like it. And like, yeah.
And also, we've got a wizard who's in jail forever based on what must just be circumstantial evidence. They found a finger.
A wild accusation.
Yeah, wild accusations. Yeah, exactly. They're killing whatever those hippogriffs.
But Harry Potter breaks like the one law he's not supposed to break, and they're like, "Ha ha, Harry, you rascal!"
Because he's a celebrity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We see celebrities get out of shit all the time.
The
This is
Wizarding world
just
is
like
so
our
corrupt.
culture.
He's privileged.
The Wizarding world is so corrupt, and the justice system is. I think they need to reform the justice system. Maybe abolish the prison system. Maybe abolish Azkaban,
Yeah,
and
defund the Dementors.
yeah, and like make it more democratic. Like,
ADAB. All Dementors are bastards.
will Muggles ever get to vote in the Wizard Society? They won't, right? No.
What?
Can a
No,
Muggle
they
vote
don't
in Wizard
know.
Society?
They don't even know it exists.
Some of them do.
Yeah, but no, they don't.
Okay,
even.
so
So you're trying to enfranchise Muggles? I don't know if that's going to fly. You're not going to get this passed through the wizard legislature.
You know what? Sorry, I'm
no
going back
way.
to what Matt was saying about J.K. Rowling with seeing stuff that comes back later. Maybe it's Hogsmeade, because I don't think we see Hogsmeade. That's the first time, right?
Hogsmeade? What?
Hogsmeade, the town where they get to like go to Honeydukes and like hang out in the city.
Oh yeah, what was that? I thought that was probably in that alley place that they always go at the beginning of these
That's
things.
like
No,
the
that's,
candy
that's in
store?
that's in London.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah, Hogsmeaders are like they go into town and there's like the 3 broomsticks, and when you are a third year, it's like when you're a sophomore in high school and you're able to leave the campus for lunch.
Oh yeah.
That's like them going to Hogsmeade. So, and like Hogsmeade plays a big part in the rest of the series. So maybe
Except
that
Harry
was
Potter
it.
can't do it because he has dead parents.
Yes.
I was hoping it was something along the lines of like the thickening the plot, you know, like, oh, this character will eventually, or like something, you know, Snape has a lot of twists.
I'm
coming
sure
up.
Scabbers. I'm sure Peter Pettigrew
yeah.
is part of that.
Yeah, I was surprised that they had Timothy Spall, who is like a pretty famous. I mean, they've got lots of famous British actors that aren't doing a lot in this. But I was
Yeah, this
surprised.
movie is fucking stacked.
Loaded, yeah, and they had Timothy Spall, and I was like, oh, he must be a really important part of the plot. And he's in like 2 scenes. I was like, what the fuck did they cast Timothy Spall in there?
But big character going forward.
Julie Christie is in this. She's like a glorified cameo.
Yeah, yeah.
Did we lose John Cleese though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not in this
Oh.
one. And
Yeah.
neither is little guy, teacher.
Litwick?
Oh, is
There
that
he
him
is.
right there? Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's
He looks
there.
different.
Yeah, they changed
He
his
grew. He grew a whole inch over the summer. They also don't have another notable absence is they no longer have Richard Harris.
Oh, that was
right.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this actor, Michael Gambon,
Yeah, Gambon.
but Richard Harris fucking slapped.
What
He
else
was
is
much
what
better.
else is Gambon in? What's his?
I can only
Sleepy
think
Hollow?
of the Sleepy Hollow, the cook, the thief, his wife, her lover.
You just like saying that.
Many
don't you?
hats.
I do. What else is he?
He looks.
Who is he in Sleepy
I
Hollow?
want to say he like plays some historical
old
figure
Oh.
somewhere. He's like the father, I think, or like the
Oh,
mayor.
Gosford Park. He plays the old patriarch in Gosford Park.
What's his name again?
It's important to mention
Gambon.
that Tom
G-A-M-B-O-N.
Felton really hit his stride in hotness level I remember watching this movie and I was like, whoa, Draco Malfoy is hot as hell. Like, this was like when
That's like a
Tom
whole
Felton
thing.
became like the heartthrob.
That's like a whole thing. He has a lot of female fans who are particularly interested in him in a sexual or romantic way.
Because he's a bad boy.
Say it a little weirder.
In 3 and in 6, in 3, I'm like, whoa, your hair is different. You've grown. And in 6, I'm like, you're an emo boy. I'm like, I can protect you. I can fix you.
He's such a twit, though.
He's such a fucking idiot. My father will hear about this. It's like, okay, you little bitch.
Yeah.
Gambon is also in The King's Speech and Open Range with Kevin Costner. As well as,
right. He plays the cattle baron in that.
As well as Kingsman: The Golden Circle and Layer Cake. He's in Layer Cake.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah, he was in Layer Cake. Yeah,
And
he's done some
Paddington.
things. Yeah, I think he's just
Have you guys seen Paddington 2?
no, but everyone says it's
Everyone
like the
says
greatest
it's so.
movie
I've
ever.
never seen it, and everyone's like, no notes.
Well, I didn't see Paddington 1,
Neither
and
did
I wasn't sure if I would miss stuff jumping straight to the sequel. I was
No,
like,
like-
oh, I don't want to jump right into the.
I'm like, do I just not watch it ever and like let that be part of my personality now that I throw
Ooh,
at people?
be like one of those people who like brags about how they've never seen The Wizard of Oz or something. Oh, I've
Yeah.
never seen The Wizard of Oz, and I won't.
Well, Paddington 2 holds the distinction of being like the highest rated, or it's like of the review aggregate sites like Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
It has the highest score. It has more like positive reviews
Right.
than any other movie in history.
Yeah, it's the best movie ever according to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot
You
of
think they,
advanced metrics.
You think they padded those stats?
Oh, that wasn't bad.
I feel bad for the actors. They
Paddington?
I feel bad for the actors in this scene. Like, how many times did they have to do this? And it's like so lame. And
I hate
Oh,
this scene.
pretending to
this scene's
be
just
animals.
as gay as those other two guys.
We're talking about the.
This is not gay. I need to teach you how to pick up on gay subtext.
We're
'cause
talking
you're
about the
wrong.
scene where they eat stuff and it makes them make animal noises, and I can only assume that they had Daniel Radcliffe
If it
making
was
some kind of
just-
animal noise at some point.
If it was just
and he was
Dean
so bad at it,
and
they were like,
Seamus, that would
"Let's
be
just have
gay.
steam come out."
yeah,
of his
just be a
ears.
steam pot.
Yeah, okay.
If all the boys not gay, Dean and Seamus
Okay.
gay. Okay.
No, but I mean,
Keep up.
this is basically a boys' boarding school, so they might not be gay, but they're still jerking each other off.
There are girls next door.
It's just
Yeah, I
like,
know, but I
it's just
mean-
like if you're both dogs, it doesn't count.
Yeah, anything that happens at a boarding school is kind of whatever.
Honestly, nothing actually in these movies. They don't. The students don't get like sexual until book 4, really.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
yes, that's when you get the famous wizard circle jerk, which is a real coming of age moment for every
Harry
young
Potter
wizard.
and the famous wizard circle jerk.
Harry Potter and the Circle of Jerk.
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Semen.
Oh boy.
Yep. This
Someone
is the
rinse
content
this
that the
thing
listeners
out.
want.
Oh no!
That's what the people pay for. They get every penny's worth for their free podcast.
I love Emma Thompson, is that her name?
Professor Trelawney.
Yeah, she's
another
awesome.
gaslighter.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But when she sees the magic dog in the bottom of the cup,
The
that's-
Grim.
She thinks it's the Grim, but it's really just
Just a regular old dog.
it's really a dog, right? Like like
Yeah, that's the
because there's a
bit.
whole werewolf
It's
thing
just
going
a
on.
straight up coincidence that the leaves.
But they kind
fell in that
of
way.
suggest, I don't know if I'm on with this, but they kind of suggest that she doesn't really know what she's talking about. That was the impression I was getting, that she isn't as good as
That's
she
sort of the
thinks she
gist
is
of all
this.
these movies, right? Is that the teachers don't know shit.
Okay,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Going back to the Wizarding World, though, the education system isn't that good either.
Very flawed, very flawed.
I think it's hilarious that what she's teaching right now is like a lower form of education and looked down upon. I'm like, you bitches are holding wooden sticks
It's an elective.
and saying
Yeah.
spells and like astrologies.
She's
like, out of the
basically
question.
she's a phys ed teacher. In this.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy. I'm like, you guys don't believe in the stars, but
Like, as if you all don't look like silly motherfuckers all the time.
like you guys weren't even using bathrooms for a while. You're just like spelling your shit away out of your pants. So I don't know.
Is that true?
I'm just
Yeah,
noticing that,
that's what she said on Twitter one time, that they didn't used to go to the bathroom. They just like shit themselves and then like clean themselves with a spell.
Nice.
Ew.
Very convenient.
I'm just noticing that
Magic
the
diaper.
whole divination class is like revolves around having tea, because there's like a giant pyramid of teacups behind her.
That's the trick. We talked before about how bad Dumbledore is, how like grossly incompetent
Oh,
he
yeah.
is. How he like it
And
fails
Hagrid,
to
and
he
Hagrid.
knows everything, but he fails to protect anyone, and he keeps on hiring protection from the dark arts teachers who are literally the bad guys. And then in this, or just completely incompetent. And in this movie, he finally gets a good one who seems to be good at the job, and he almost murders a bunch of students because he's a werewolf.
And it's clearly a werewolf, and even like what's his name? Snape knows it, and he's like,
Yeah,
And you
but
know what?
Snape's also a little bitch. But this is
I
something...
was going to say, Snape is the one person who's kind of on the ball of all the teachers there, except he's also incompetent. You know, like he also can't do anything about it.
He's holding a grudge from when they were at school together before. But what you don't know, because you haven't read the books, is that Voldemort wanted to be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and Dumbledore was like, "No, you're fucking crazy."
oh, he
And then
wants the Defense Against the
he
Dark Arts
cursed
person to be
He cursed
incompetent.
the position, and so that's why there's a new
He
teacher
cursed the
every year.
position. Well, I caught that gag that they were just going to keep on having bad people not
But
be able
there
to do
is
the
a
job, but there's a
reason for it.
real curse.
But then
Wow.
but I was thinking today, I was like, why would Dumbledore, who likes Remus Lupin a lot, offer him this cursed position?
Yeah.
I was like, isn't that your pal? Isn't that your friend?
Well, like who's
Doesn't like him
interviewing
that
for
much.
it too? Like
I
who's,
guess that's
who's
true, but it's like he's a werewolf, so he doesn't really have
This
many options.
henchman dude disappears halfway through the movie.
He
and
goes
is replaced
to
by another actor.
he goes to jail.
Is
He
that-
gets arrested.
That's the murderer that we
Is
talked
that,
about.
I think that is, yeah.
Yeah, you've mentioned that before.
I brought it up in the
They're
last
talking
episode.
about Goyle, by the way.
Goyle?
Goyle.
Yeah, right, Goyle.
real life bad guy, as it turns out. He's been sent to real life Azkaban and could not
yeah.
complete this movie.
Guantanamo Bay.
Why did he go to jail? Do we know?
I'm not sure, honestly. I feel like it was like drug related.
Yeah.
Hey, Goyles just want to have fun, you know.
Oh, also, I kind of
Don't
should.
make me laugh with the. Don't make me laugh.
Isn't Goyle a Jewish term as well?
I think that's Moyle.
Moyle.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Moyle. That's a
so
different,
sorry.
subtle difference.
My bad. I
yeah.
apologize to everyone who's Jewish listening
Maybe
to this.
maybe a Goyle is like a female.
A
Moyle.
goy.
A female,
A goy?
a female
Goy
Moyle.
is something, right?
A goy, yeah, a goy
Maybe
is
that's-
a.
There's a goy and then a moil. You're just
Okay,
Yeah.
I just combine them. That's normal
Yeah.
to do.
What's a goy? Is it like a fish, like a goy fish?
No, it's a person. I can't remember if it's like somebody who is.
Is it a
like,
non-Jewish
he's-
person?
I think it's a non-Jewish person.
That's a Gentile.
Oh,
Well, not in Jewish, not in Yiddish.
is it like a mensch, like a goy?
No, mensch
Mensch
is
is like a good
mensch is like a
dude.
good, yeah, like
Yeah, Minch is like a
He's all
bro.
right. He's a real
I'm gonna
mensch.
look it up. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
A schlemiel. A
Oh,
schlemazel.
actually, I
Schlemazel.
do like how Ron and Hermione like hold hands.
Yeah, it's cute.
There's a little something there.
Oh, also,
I was wrong.
VFX have gotten much better in this. They made a slight improvement in the second movie over the first, which was terrible.
Oh,
But
the troll in the first one was
oh my god, so bad!
Yeah.
The first one was just awful. The second one is like passable. The VFX in this are actually good. I thought like I know
They're
even
better.
this movie is dated, but I thought the VFX are like fairly convincing, and I'm not like totally taken out of it every time something crazy happens.
Okay, ready? In modern Hebrew and Yiddish, goy is a term for a Gentile, a non-Jew.
So I'm a Goya.
No, that's beans.
So no, you're a Goyle, and we're all boys.
Buckbeak reminds me of my dog.
I'm gonna start laughing about the joke from the last podcast.
Chandler had a really good joke on the
Don't.
last one.
What was
Oh
it?
no, just
I-
tell her later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can't be doing the same jokes on every episode.
But it's gonna make me laugh so much.
I just thought it was funny that J.K. Rowling would make a guy a Goyle.
Nick, is that... It's okay. So it's the same like guy.
She's changed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. Should we summarize the plot? I really don't
Oh,
want to.
we forgot to do that.
I know. We're a half hour in.
No, that's about when we remember usually.
The plot in this is crazy, so I'm gonna fuck up quite a bit. So I might need your help.
You want me to do it?
Oh, our guest can do it.
I
sure.
can do it.
No, don't try to cop out it. We've never had a guest summarize the plot before. This is your responsibility.
I will give the guest
you
the
made the
power
rule.
to throw words at me to save
I
me.
will.
Yes.
I'm happy.
Okay, you'll need the
with
help.
the assist.
I'm still crying from the joke from the last podcast. Okay, you ready, Matt?
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. So Harry's living it up with his aunt and uncle, and his Aunt Marge comes over, and she's a bitch. She calls him a bitch. Or she says bitch, I know that. And,
There's something wrong with the bitch. There's something wrong with the pup.
Yes, thank you. And he makes her big and fat like a balloon, and she flies out the window. He runs away and is saved by a bus that comes around at night that only magic people can see. It's the stupidest scene in the movie. There's a dismembered, shrunken head that is Jamaican. Harry
making me crazy.
Harry gets on the train to Hogwarts, and a Dementor shows up. And Dementors are like flying ghouls that are
not to be confused with Goyles.
He gets to Hogwarts and finds out that Dumbledore tells him that the Dementors are going to be protecting the school because this dude, Sirius Black, has escaped from Azkaban prison, and he's after Harry. Harry is seemingly the only person who doesn't know this, and everyone else tells him that he's in great danger. And then let's see. This is kind of where I lose it.
Well, then they're at school and they're hanging out.
They're just
It's
doing
all
their
good.
thing, you know.
Just being teenagers.
And then they find this shrieking shack.
You are almost done with your time.
Yeah. They
Sirius
find
Black
this-
is on the loose. He's looking for him. Harry's afraid.
Yes. And they go to the shrieking shack, and there's a new teacher. His name's Lupin, and he's a werewolf. And it all boils down to this scene in the shack where Gary Oldman appears. He is Sirius Black, and he makes it very much like he wants to kill Harry, but really he's not talking about Harry. He is deliberately not saying the name Harry. It's a very weird scene, but turns out he's good, and he's Harry's godfather. And Lupin is a werewolf, and there's really no straight up antagonist in this movie, which is kind of weird. And there's a bunch of dog shit that goes on, and there's 40 minutes left because Hermione can travel back in time and undo all the wrongs that they did in the movie.
Peter
Hermione's
Pettigrew.
You forgot about Peter Pettigrew.
And Hermione's
Way
been
over
time
time.
traveling the whole time too.
Yeah, she's been time traveling the whole time.
Yeah,
I think that basically sums it up. And then some stuff happens and it ends.
sure.
Expecto Patronum.
He makes a Patronus, and then something. And then they free Sirius Black and he escapes, etc. I don't know. It's I do
Remus
think
and Lupin kiss, probably.
But there is no
Probably
antagonist in this
Oscar.
movie.
As dogs.
It's kind of Peter Pettigrew, but it's not like he's the guy who's in the previous two. It was Voldemort planning shit, and we see Voldemort briefly in this. When the snake goes to the lighthouse or whatever the fuck it is, I don't remember. There was some part where Voldemort's sitting in a chair reconstituting.
That's in the
himself.
fourth movie.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Oh yeah, maybe that is in
way
the
off
fourth.
right now.
Oh, I must
don't
just
see- we
I
don't
must just
see,
let the movie play.
We don't see
As I was
Voldemort.
falling
The whole
asleep.
thing is that his most prized and loyal subject escaped to go find him. They think that he's gonna go kill Harry for him and then help him come back. So it's Voldemort isn't there. It's just his influence. This is when we start really seeing his influence on other wizards.
Also, Peter Pettigrew was
danger.
hiding as the Weasley's pet rat for 20 years, which is a long time to be a rat.
That is so creepy.
Gross.
Dude,
Yeah.
imagine your cats were convicts.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
even
And they're
that's not
sleeping
as
in
No,
your bed.
it's not crazy because
A
my
cat
cats
is-
actually act like convicts. But,
But a cat is a more noble animal than a rat, right?
Yeah,
Is it, though?
actually, in the book, Crookshanks, the cat, Hermione's cat, is much bigger. She hates Scabbers because she knows that he's not right, and he helps Sirius actually.
here's the other thing: this rat has been passed down from one teenage boy to another, and he's
Oh, yeah, it was
basically
Percy's.
and he has totally seen all of them jerk off multiple times.
yeah.
They're-
I've seen things, horrible things.
things I can't unsee.
I'm a rat,
That's why
for
he's
Christ's
definitely
sake.
so fucked in the head.
There's
He is
also
definitely
only
fucking
one
mad.
line where Sirius mentions that a rat's lifespan is not supposed to be that long. Which
he's
is
like, hey, dummies, this rat's
Yeah.
50 years old. What are you
which
doing?
is Ron should feel stupider.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could always say that, though, that Ron should probably feel a little stupider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
Ron's not very smart.
Yeah, not super
Yeah.
smart. I like that they made, in the last movie, I thought they softened Hermione a little bit. And I like that they made her kind of a know-it-all, pain in the ass again. Because, it's otherwise she's just super competent and nice, and she lacks a little personality. And this one, they get back to her being kind of,
She's the reason why
little
they are
abrasive.
alive.
Yeah, totally. She's like she's.
Yeah.
I don't even know why Harry's so special, since it should be like
No.
Hermione and the Goblet of Fire.
Harry's
But
not special.
truly.
He's just famous. He's like a
exactly.
He's like a Kardashian.
He's
of this
basically
world.
he's basically like a YouTuber.
Oh, no, sorry.
He's like the
Didn't insult
Angeline of Hogwarts.
yeah, exactly. Angeline.
He's just famous for being famous.
By the way, have you seen the commercials for that?
The new show?
The Angeline show?
I saw her driving the
I
other day.
just watched it.
The real Angeline?
Yeah.
Doesn't she drive like a pink car? Or
It's a
something?
pink
she's-
Corvette, and it
Pink
says
Corvette.
Angeline on the license
I
plate.
can't believe she's still around and kicking. But I'm so impressed with Emmy Rossum's fake boobs. Like
Yeah.
like it really looked good. I was like, wow, they've done an incredible job with those prosthetics.
Same
Yeah.
with Pam's boobs.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Pam-
doing a
Tom and
nice
Danny.
they're
They've
doing
come
an
a long
amazing
way
thing with
with
giant
breast
fake boobs.
prosthetics, yeah.
Like
I
when you
think
can
we
make
need
fake
to thank
boobs.
drag queens. It's
Yeah.
really the drag queens.
I thought that too. I was like, that is
Yep.
like a full-on chess piece, and they've got the technology that they don't need to have like anything around the neck to like, they can just smooth it out for the movie. It's really impressive how well they're making fake boobs look like real fake boobs.
Yeah, incredible.
Yes, we live in it's an incredible time to be alive, really. We live in an age
We've
of
reached the
miracles.
pinnacle of
Yeah,
society.
exactly.
It's a veritable treasure chest.
We can now accurately simulate fake boobs.
What is everyone's favorite scene in this movie? Or what do we love about this movie? I know I talked a lot of smack about the scene when it all goes down in the Shrieking Shack, but that actually is my favorite. I think that is the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, when Gary Oldman like gets to actually like do anything besides like screaming in the photograph.
Yeah.
When he's actually screaming in a scene, that's
Yeah.
the real pleasure of this movie.
Oh, his teeth look so bad too.
yeah.
He's so hot though. Oh my god.
Yeah,
With his
bad
like
teeth.
tattoos and his like dirty hair. I was like, what is this?
It was definitely
What's
a look.
happening
They
to
were
me?
definitely like making him the of the time. It was like he's going to be kind of dirty and scraggly with a bunch of weird tattoos all over his body, which in this era was like, oh yeah, he looks like David Beckham, kind of, if he didn't shower for a while. Looks a little like Johnny Depp back when people wanted to fuck Johnny Depp.
It's just like as I got older, I graduated from Tom Felton to Gary Oldman.
It was like this
And I was
movie
like,
helped
I was
transition.
wrong. I was wrong all along. He was right there.
Yeah, all the
Um,
time.
So how do you feel about Gary Oldman in The Fifth Element?
Oh man, I couldn't believe it was the same guy because he's so fucking creepy in The Fifth Element. I hate his hair. I was like, no, that's
Gary
not my
Oldman-
boy, Gary.
Gary Oldman in that Churchill movie.
Darkest Hour.
Yeah,
that was.
Darkest Hour.
I fell asleep during like
Nice.
the climax of that movie. I was like, I can't believe that one time something interesting happened. I was like, I put in my time, and I'm going to sleep.
Do we ever talk about on this podcast that somebody edited together a mashup of Darkest Hour and
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk? Yeah, the Dunkirkist Hour or something like
The
that.
Dunkirkist Hour.
It's like 3 hours, but it's like combines like what's happening in the field versus what was happening.
That sounds
behind
cool.
the scenes.
It sounds boring, but
I heard
also
it was
cool.
really good, like a really good mashup, and people were like, "This is actually better than both of those movies individually were."
Interesting.
That's tight.
Mm-hmm.
I love recuts of movies. There's a recut of Prometheus out there where
Oh.
on the DVD there's a whole deleted ending that is way better than the ending that they chose for that movie, and someone like took that and cut it into the movie, and then they cut in some other crap and moved and took some stuff out, and it like
Is this the ending where Charlize Theron realizes she can just run to the right and not get crushed by the stupid
Yes.
wheel shift?
She's like,
Okay.
oh shit.
She's like, oh shit! All I need to do is move 5 feet that way. Got it.
Yeah, there's some other good ones out there too. I know like Soderbergh does recuts of stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There's the director's cut of the Super Mario Brothers movie.
What?
It exists. It's out there.
With
It's
John
like
Leguizamo?
Yeah, it's like reconstituted with like outtakes, and some of them are like shitty VHS copies. Some of them are like literal like crappy outtakes. But I've heard that it is more coherent and like,
Oh my god, that was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Me and my brother watched it all the time.
that is a fascinating bit of trivia about you.
know.
I
We
feel
should cover
like I
that
just
movie on the
You
I feel
should.
like I feel like
I will come and
Yeah,
I'll be
that's,
on the pod for that.
I feel like I just looked in your medicine cabinet.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
is-
oh my god.
Oh man, rewatching it as an adult with the with a better brain. I was like, oh boy.
Wait, where does
I was also drinking syrup out of the bottle at the time, so like I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. Well, no, I've actually heard
when you were older, you were drinking syrup out of the bottle.
No, I've
I'll
heard,
let you decide.
I've heard that the Super Mario Brothers movie is actually meant to be watched on scissor. Where does David Thewlis rank in the hotness scale of Harry Potter 3?
Who's
Oh,
Thewlis?
very
Is that
hot.
Lupin?
Much better than his Big Lebowski role, which scared me.
I find it so creepy that he's like, he's constantly gaining injuries to like suggest that he's a werewolf. I find it super creepy.
Gay. Like, look at him. His boyfriend is in jail, is in prison, and he thinks his boyfriend killed his other best friends. Like, he's so depressed.
Wait, he's in the Big Lebowski? Is he one of the nihilists?
I think he is. He's not in the nihilist
No,
group, but he's with
he's the friend of
Julianne
Maud.
Moore.
He's Maud's friend.
Oh yeah.
He's just sitting on the couch and really weird.
Yeah, when Lebowski first walks in, he's just like laughing about something, and like Lebowski doesn't know what he's laughing about. Yeah.
It's very
By the way,
unsettling.
speaking of a movie with like a murderer's row of a cast, many of which are not doing anything. Like they're literally in it for like 5 minutes, but they're like great actors who are just randomly pop up.
Have you guys heard about the cast for Christopher Nolan's new movie? He's doing a movie called Oppenheimer.
Yep.
And it's got if you look up the cast list right now, it's insane. It's
famous people.
And they're all dudes. There's there's
they're all
one
white
girl.
dudes.
Yeah, they're all white dudes. That's right.
Yeah, well,
He's like, I'm gonna have a diverse cast. There's only one requirement: you have to be a white dude.
I'm sure they have different, looking.
Wait, is it about like the Manhattan Project?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone involved with that was a white dude.
Yeah.
So many of them were German. But yeah, I guess there's no getting around that one.
But yeah, like every like male.
Wait, they were
actor
German?
in
They weren't
Hollywood
New
is in
Yorkers
that
working
movie.
on the Manhattan Project?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Making good American bombs.
Colin's on full on derail mode today.
This podcast will not go smoothly. No.
Gosh, what else do we have?
How do we feel about Michael Gambon versus Richard Harris's Dumbledore?
No contest, Richard Harris.
Really? Okay.
I think it's pretty seamless.
Michael Gambon
No.
looks younger.
No.
He is a little younger, I think.
You guys are
They wanted
wrong.
to definitely cast somebody who wasn't going to die.
Ew, what was up with his fingernails? Did y'all just see that?
Yeah. He's like 100 years
Well,
old.
you're not going to snort
But he
cocaine out of short fingernails.
He doesn't trim them or something?
No.
Oh, yeah, I bet wizard cocaine is like insane.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh man, I can only imagine.
I am team. I love Richard Harris. I'm team Gambon. I thought he was very he's kind of got like a little edge to him. He's like a little bit of a. You could see him playing bad cop a little bit as the the disciplinarian principal of this school, but he's still got that kind of he seems like he's having fun with it. He's letting his students solve all the problems and save the world. But
Here's more gaslighting, right? She's
Yes.
saying that Sirius Black is in the castle.
Yeah.
Who is she really talking about?
Peter Pettigrew.
Is that who she saw in human
No, she
form?
saw Sirius Black. He was in
yeah,
dog
he's
form.
in the castle
Yeah.
to save Harry.
Yeah.
He's in the castle to get Peter.
But why was she hiding behind that thing? Was she naked?
No, she was scared.
She's scared.
Oh, okay.
And naked. Naked and afraid.
Naked and afraid. Yeah.
I think Richard Harris, his disposition as Dumbledore, it doesn't bother me as much that Dumbledore has all this knowledge, but keeps it to himself and lets people figure shit out. It has more of the the loopy Dumbledore. Dumbledore with an edge is is less forgiving for me.
Would you say that Michael Gambon makes a better Dumble window than a Dumbledore?
That's my joke. That's my joke.
Did you say that last time?
Yes. Damn it. That's my joke. How dare you?
It's Matt's joke. I heard it from Matt.
Nice. I love this. This is a scandal.
the
You're like
venomous
the Carlos
look I
Mencia
just
of this
received.
podcast.
Honestly, Michael Gambon sounds like the name of an actor that's in The Sopranos to me. Is that
Because Michael Gandolfini.
like Michael Gambon?
James.
I don't know why saying it like that explains
James
it.
Gandolfini.
Because it sounds like Goomba. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
I feel like
Goomba,
it's
isn't
racist.
that
I feel like
the
whatever you're saying, Colin,
word
I'm pretty sure it's
for-
racist.
Isn't Goomba
Like
his
Gambino?
side chick?
Like Gam.
Goomba?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, a Goomba's the little guy in Super
Yeah, the-
Mario Brothers. It's
The
all coming back to
Goomba,
Super
the Goomba
Mario
is the
Brothers.
mushroom guy that's the evil guy. in
What's
Sa-
the name in
Super
The
Mario
Sopranos for the Sancha, the side chick? There's a specific name.
What
Guma.
is that?
Gooma, yeah.
Gooma.
So close.
I love what he
Yeah.
does here with the transitions.
Apologies if I was offending any of our Italian American listeners
Or any of our Goomba friends.
I don't know what I was talking about.
Hey, forget about
Oh,
it.
another Harry Potter book fact is the Whomping Willow was planted for Lupin so that nobody would use a secret passage to go to the Shrieking Shack, so he could go to the Shrieking Shack, change, and not be disturbed.
Oh.
Dumbledore.
okay.
So he's been
planted
a
it
werewolf
specifically
since
for him.
like birth?
Since he was like a kid. Yeah, he was like bitten.
Wasn't the Whomping Willow somewhere else in the last movie? I felt like it was like in a
It
courtyard
was,
or something.
yeah.
And
like,
does it
spatially
move? Do they
doesn't-
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I think it was just a little bit like, whoops, it would look better here.
retcon that over there? Got it. Yeah.
I feel like the whole geography of the castle has changed from the past two because like it's much more like embedded in some cliffs in this than it was before. Before it was like more like in a valley,
yeah.
and
The
now
CGI
it's like,
was always so bad in the two previous
Yeah.
movies. It was just like a flat grassland, and like the castle was just like on it. You know.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that is if you
Look at you guys. I'm sorry, Ron's face with Hermione. Like when you rewatch this movie, everyone just look at Ron reacting to things. He has the best reaction faces.
I love every time she shows up because she's using the time travel thing because like none of the other characters care and Ron cares.
Ron is like, wait,
so
what
much.
the fuck?
Ron is like,
no.
Ron is like, I've been following her around nonstop, and I don't know where she's going or what she's doing.
He's like, you cannot tell me that you were there before.
Yeah. Yes, because he's keenly aware of everywhere she is at all times.
But the other kids in the class
little
just do
bit
not
creepy.
give a fuck at all.
Nope.
And Ron gives so many fucks.
Yeah, he gets way too much fucks. What do we think about the time travel plot? Because I will say that this was the thing that when you asked before, Matt, about what I liked about this, it's hard to do a time travel storyline as like a main thing in a movie. And this sort of has a time travel storyline that they don't introduce until an hour and 40 minutes in. And it becomes the most important element of the third act of the film. And they do I thought they did a really good job of making it make sense.
That's also what I like.
I completely agree.
That's probably my favorite
Because
part.
even though they don't
so
set
not
it
a hot
up,
take is what you're saying, right?
The hints are there.
the hints are
Yeah,
there because
yeah.
Hermione keeps appearing.
But it's just hints. It's not
Yeah.
giving us enough for us to be like, you know, we're still trying to follow the A plot.
It's so
of, like,
funny
what we
'cause-
think the A plot is.
And I was trying to remember, like, with the first time I watched it, did I think anything was weird about? Because there's clearly shit happening during the movie that they all just sort of shrug off. Like, besides the Hermione thing, there's also the moment where Hermione turns around and is like, "Oh, I thought I saw something in the woods," and you know,
Yes.
then
Yeah.
and there's the
And the
moment
rock
where
throwing.
yeah, exactly.
And
There's like
her doing her
yeah, exactly. There's all this weird shit that happens that we just are supposed to like just go, "Oh, don't worry about that." It's just random, and it seems like it's like poorly written. It's like, wait, they're not going to ever explain all this shit that's going on that we don't understand.
And then
it-
there's like Dementors looming, which is like a whole other thing.
yeah,
going
and then
on
in the
that's
last
kinda
40 minutes, they're like,
distracting.
no, all this stuff that you thought was just us sucking at our job, we've actually got a whole plan for this. We're going to run back through it. And I think it's also interesting because you rarely see this particular way to handle time travel, which is that we're seeing the second version of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like usually time travel is you go back in time and you have this adventure where you're doing all this stuff, but we're seeing the version where somebody's already gone through and had the first iteration of this. And I mean, it's really kind of like logistically, it doesn't really make sense
It's like
because
they
how they
have
get
to
here
go back
without
in time to fix it, but we've actually seen what's
seeing
already
the
been
fixes.
fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's really just a fun dynamic, and I thought it worked really well.
It makes you think.
Yeah,
Really makes you think.
makes you think about.
My only beef with it is that they don't like she has this necklace that is the time turner or whatever, but like they don't destroy it at the end, right? She just still has it.
No, she has to turn it back into the ministry.
Oh.
That's also in the book. Like these are things that normal people, I should say, don't think about.
Muggles.
And
Muggles, go ahead. You could say it.
plebs, as the
Yeah.
fat
Boys.
lady called.
Just
the
don't use
boys.
any like mudblood type slurs because we don't use that word. here.
Oi.
Oh yeah, I love that
All my goys out there.
I love that the opera singer uses the word plebs. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was really good. But like people don't think about that. Like, and where did it go? Like mostly people, they go to the movies, they watch the movie, and they're like, okay, that was a movie that I watched, and they don't think as critically about it. But if you
A
guys
lot of
were,
people,
they
they-
just turned it back into the
They
ministry.
go about their day-to-day lives. They don't think at all.
Yeah, that's
We're
so
all
true.
just sheeple.
So true, bestie.
Sheeple, wake up, sheeple.
Sheeple, wake up, sheeple.
I think about that a lot when I watch the movies. having read the books, because I have all this fill-in knowledge where it's like, oh, I don't think about it 'cause I'm like, I know what's happening, I know what's going on, I know like the little details, but people are like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, oh, you're right. As a movie, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I think the Goblet of Fire, when you guys talk about it, is the worst of the movies. Actually, like, it's really fun. Yeah. No, but the story is insane. Like, there's so many things that get left out that it drives me bonkers. Mm-hmm. So I'll be curious. I'm gonna listen to that.
So
for
when
sure.
you saw this movie the first time, you had already read the book?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
When I watched all the movies for the first time, with the exception of 1 and 2, I was furious because I used to be that person that was like, "You're leaving out the Death Day party," or like whatever, like some dumb shit, and I was like, "How dare you!" But now it's
sitting in a crowded theater with your arms crossed, just every once in a while going, "Wrong."
You know when like people clap at the end of a movie? She's just like, "Stop clapping! They didn't earn it." Wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Is that wrong?
She's got a laser pointer in the movie theater. She's like circling things. She's like, "See that right there?"
I'm like, "No, cut it," and you see what's really going on.
Okay, so I've got some behind
the cat knows that it's that the rat is bad. Everyone.
I've got some behind the scenes questions. Harry broke his broom, and it's considered this huge tragedy that he broke this broom, that it was such a great broom. He's also got like $1 billion in gold at the Goblin Bank. Why doesn't he just buy another fucking broom? Why is this a big deal?
I'm not sure if there's some like mail order thing that he can do, but he's also not allowed out of the castle, and you usually get a broom from in London.
Don't they have Wizard Amazon?
That's what it's. This takes place in like the 90s.
Get that owl to deliver.
So I'm not sure.
This does take place in the 90s,
yeah,
right?
This takes place in the 90s.
They never like really state that.
But also in the book, he gets the firebolt. Actually, what really bothers me about this is that this is the only, in book 3, they win the Quidditch House Cup. And that's the only time they win. I was like, we don't get to see that. Also, they don't bring Wood back, which is upsetting because he was so hot.
He never comes back, right?
That's that one guy, right?
He never comes back.
Man. That guy was cool. He's got that like hard Scottish accent or whatever.
Yeah. Hardwood.
Hardwood. But in the book, Sirius sends him the firebolt much earlier, and Hermione is a tattletale and tells McGonagall, and McGonagall confiscates it to make sure that like Sirius didn't do any like dark magic to the broom, and so he can't use it. And so Harry and Ron are super pissed at Hermione and are ignoring her for part of the book. He doesn't, but I think it's like it's nice that he gets it at the end. I think it's a better emotional tie-up, but in the book, he gets it much earlier.
Yeah. If you get it earlier or later.
We're glossing over a couple scenes here. I really dug that. So they had to show a Quidditch scene again, but they put it in the rain, and that I think that elevated it.
Also, it was only like 4 minutes long or something, which really elevated it in my mind. If they could get it down to 1 minute, I think that would be the perfect Quidditch scene.
I think they
maybe
get
even like
shorter
less than a minute.
Also, they only showed him chasing the snitch, which doesn't let us think about how the rules
don't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Quidditch is a game designed by somebody who's never watched or played sports in their life.
Of any kind. No, wait.
Wait. Well, I think I've asked this of every guest so far. Yeah. Chandler, do you have a defense of Quidditch?
Yeah, can you defend Quidditch in some way? Because we're kind of like against it a little bit, just because it's nonsense.
Against it.
We want to like it.
I don't care about sports enough to like have.
I
want to.
I would like to not think it's dumb, but I just don't understand why anybody bothers trying to score points when the only thing that matters is getting the snitch.
I think in my mind is the snitch doesn't enter back into play until after enough time has passed.
Right, it's like like Deus Ex Machina for a sporting event. It's like, you can't.
It's like
what if somebody grabbed the snitch right away?
You guys have to do something.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys fly around in circles and throw balls around or something until it's time for the game to end. And also the points matter for standing.
It's the same with like basketball or football. Like there's like a point.
So if you're just eking out wins, like just grabbing that snitch and eking out like 5-point victories, you're gonna. This is the problem with having a good seeker too. Is that you have a good seeker, it ends the game too early.
What is up with the balls that like try to hurt you?
Okay.
The bludgers. It's just like an obstacle. It's like linebackers or whatever.
I think you kind of satisfied my biggest complaint with Quidditch is that I didn't understand that points, like you don't want to catch a snitch right away.
Yeah.
You want to accumulate some points and have some.
Yeah. Hello, there's a Quidditch World Cup.
But is
Of
there
course there's
gambling?
It's a
Yeah,
sporting
at
event.
least
You
in
can
the
gamble
book
on
they
it.
talk about gambling. The
Oh.
Weasley twins.
This is interesting. That makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
gamble.
All right.
Oh,
All right. All right.
man.
All right. All right.
I'd
I'm
like to
coming
see-
around. I'm coming around.
Book knowledge coming in clutch.
I'd like to see
everybody.
some shady types get to Harry and like tell him like you're gonna lose this Quidditch.
They need
match,
to-
you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
They need to make a movie that takes place in the wizarding world of casinos.
yeah. Exactly.
Well, this is what I was about to say when we were talking about earlier. This has to take place in the 90s. I don't think. I'm not sure that we're capable of seeing the wizarding world meet the like age of internet media that we're at. You know what I mean?
You know they're gonna remake these movies at some point in our
Well,
lifetime.
we've seen the Wizarding World extended, but they're only going backwards in time. You know what I mean? Like,
You need to get on TikTok because I've seen so many TikToks about kids. Now, obviously, they're just like, random 12-year-olds, but they're making bits about like having a cell phone at Hogwarts, and it's really funny.
that could be funny.
I'd be into
If
it.
that's the thing that gets you on TikTok, though, I feel like sad for you.
It might not be the thing that gets me on TikTok, but we'll see.
Wait, what else is on TikTok, Chandler? What are the greatest things on TikTok?
Oh, speaking of gay, all your wildest ships come true on TikTok.
Okay.
This part's pretty cool. I like all the snow business in this movie.
Wait, we
I'm a
missed
fan
something.
of snow business.
We missed something that's important to me.
That he
Harry,
stole a lollipop?
Mm.
That he must have been holding that lollipop
Um,
through the cloak that he's wearing because we could see the lollipop, but
Yep.
we can't see him. He clearly wasn't
He's just
licking
very
it.
smart.
wow, you're really hung up on the lollipop.
I'm hung up on the logistics of an invisibility cloak that makes it look like a lollipop is floating on its own. Wouldn't he take the lollipop under the cloak and eat it?
He's got his fingertips outside
Exactly.
of the,
Well, no, he
outside
can't
of the
have his
cloak.
fingertips. He must have his fingertips in the cloak.
Oh
holding
yeah, so the
lollipop
stick.
outside of
So
it.
the
cloak-
stick is the
Outside.
stick is
Here's a big
longer
fake
than,
laugh
than
from
what
her.
we can see.
Harry.
Harry.
She fake laughs right here in this
They're
scene.
both-
I
they're
think
both-
that this is funny. Yeah,
they're
you
both
can even
fake
see
laughing
it without
badly.
the sound that it's
Yeah.
a fake laugh.
It's
Wow.
not.
That's the part
really
where I
bad.
noticed it.
Yeah. The terrible fake laugh is at the very end when they gaslight Ron. When they show up and he's like, "How did you get from one side of the room to the other?"
God,
And
yeah.
Harry's like,
Oh, yeah.
"What are you talking about, Ron? People can't be in two places at once."
I hate that. I'm like, my poor Wan.
Okay, but I want to talk
Here's
about
Julie
bad.
Christie. Sorry, she's like barely in this movie.
I
Yeah.
don't know who that
that's who
is.
she was.
Yes. Very
What,
weird.
what is she in?
I love that Hermione says that
She's
that
in,
Ron
like-
fancies
Don't
her.
look now.
She's in a bunch
Don't
of
look-
like
don't look back.
1970s
Don't look now.
romance
Don't look
movies,
back.
like
Yeah.
Love
What's-
Story. Is she in that too?
Yeah, what's the one with Donald Sutherland when they actually had sex? Is that,
Whoa,
Don't look,
okay,
don't
Donald
look back. Don't look
Sutherland.
now.
Don't look now.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They had actual.
Wait,
sex.
isn't she? Hold on. I'm going to use the internet, which they don't have in the 1990s Wizarding World. And there's another thing I want to talk about, but we'll have to wait on that. She's in Dr. Zhivago. That's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
That's what I
is?
thought.
she's
Dr.
Why?
Zhivago.
I
You know
love
the D is the Z is
She
pronounced
must be like
TH.
50.
Yeah,
Colin.
I know.
Dr. Zhivago.
Dr. Zhivago. I love Dr. Zhivago. It's really long. It gets slow. There's a
Yeah,
lot of snow in
It
it.
is long and super slow. It is made for you. When you said I
so
love
good.
Dr. Zhivago, I was like, that's something that
That
people
makes
say.
sense.
Nobody's ever actually watched Dr. Zhivago.
Is she in Shampoo?
I've
also?
watched
She
Dr.
might be in that.
Zhivago
Oh, she might
at
be.
least 4 times.
I've heard of Dr. Zhivago. I would.
You've never seen it?
I've seen a lot of movies. I've never seen Dr. Zhivago.
You know what one thing I love about Dr. Zhivago is that Dr. Zhivago
Only
has,
one?
He accepts
I'm
your
just gonna-
insurance.
Could we do a top 10 of your Dr. Zhivago?
Oh my god, there's so many things.
Do you take Covered California?
No, look, there's a place that they go. His like family had this like summer house in a place, and the place is called Varikinu. And they're like, we can go to Varikinu.
And they say it like
I just love that
they
word.
say it like it's a normal name.
yeah.
It's like in Shawshank Redemption, the place in Mexico they go to is called Sehuatanejo.
Zihuatanejo. Yeah, don't act like I don't know what that is.
I'll never forget that name.
We all know that one.
Sehuatanejo.
How dare you? Yeah, every time I see like a tree like by itself, I always think of that because he's always like, you got to follow the rock wall up to a tree, and that's where I had sex with my wife before.
I think
got-
of the Whomping Willow.
You got to go to this. You got to find this place where I fucked my wife in public.
Yeah, well, like, but then
It's
he
a
went.
secret.
Then he went to jail for like multiple decades for murdering
Yeah.
her when he didn't even do it.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
that,
spoiler! My bad.
There's a lot of overlap though between that and the Goblet of Fire. Wrongful convictions, corrupt.
Do you mean the Goblet of Semen?
Harry Potter and the Circle of Jerks.
And the
Circle of Jerks.
Oh God.
Anyways, there's something I've been wanting to talk about this whole time. I got distracted by Dr. Zhivago. The map.
Oh, the
That
map
thing
is so cool.
I'm a big fan of maps. I
I
think we've talked
agree.
about this on the pod before. That I'm a big
You're a big map guy.
I'm a big map guy.
I'm a
like
big Rand McNally guy.
yeah, Rand McNally, both of them.
nice dense road atlas really gets a chub on for me.
Fucking love that shit.
Oh, this is the terrible acting scene.
Yeah, with the
He was that
crying.
friend.
And
He was that friend. If I could take one magical element from the movies, I think I'd want
Actually,
a map like that.
Colin,
That would
can
be
you
so
rewind?
cool.
the map is a character. It's beautiful. I love it. We can rewind.
Radcliffe
I
does
wanted
like
to
a little.
just point out the scene because
There was a time when
That's good. That's good.
Kobe Bryant was decided that he was going to be like no more Mr. Nice Guy and he was going to be really serious, and he made a face. He started making a face that he'd never done at any time before in his career, where he would jut out his jaw and kind of like stick his lower teeth out and like clench his teeth. It was like a little piranha face. It was very like just like all of Kobe's shit. It was like he put way too much thought into it and how it looked and everything like that. But it was like his tough guy face. And when Daniel Radcliffe does his tough guy face, it's the same thing. It's like all lower teeth. It's
Watch.
like, "Urgh."
Here it comes. He's crying. Just watch his face. His stupid acting face. I mean, he's invisible.
Stupid acting face. I hate you and I hate your stupid acting face.
He's like, that's my crotch, Hermione. Oh.
And she slowly gropes him to unveil him from his cloak.
That's their friend. And then he's building. It's so unwarranted.
Yeah, that was take like 40, and they were like,
This is the
"Guys,
best we're gonna
we
get."
just gotta move on."
And again, we see his mouth is
Oh,
like
God.
pretty much wide open the entire scene, and it's that weird mouth thing.
He just like moves his lips around.
yeah,
Like,
and I sympathize because whenever I'm on camera, all I can think about is like, how does my mouth normally move when I talk?
Yeah, I
and
get
I
it, yeah.
and I literally do the exact same thing. The difference is that I am not in movies for very good reasons because I'm a terrible actor.
none that you could get at Blockbuster, if you know what I'm saying.
Oy.
Blockbuster doesn't exist. Man.
Yeah, you can't get any movies at Blockbuster.
Shut up.
Oh wait, this is the Wizarding World of the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
World of the 90s.
I love those spine candles.
Is
Yeah,
there
the spine
is-
candles are pretty dope.
Is there a Wizarding? Oh, I love the spine candles. Is there a Wizarding World equivalent to Blockbuster? Vidya.
They don't watch movies or TV or anything. Like I feel
Because
like there's
even their
never
paintings
any
are like
mention.
alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be funny if like the Harry Potter movies existed in this world.
Yeah,
What
not,
if-
not a lot of screen time.
What if you like?
in the Sorcerer's Stone?
You're like a great wizard, and you could just you burn out, and you end up like as a rewind guy at the Blockbuster, and you're like you think these movies are great, Mr. Blockbuster fucking customer. You know, I fucking used to talk to magic paintings, and then they're like, they fire you.
I
don't
think
know.
I think this is the same set as Dumbledore's office in the previous movie. Doesn't it?
It is.
It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it looks really similar.
But are we supposed to think that he's behind that little door that goes into the teaching the classroom for like I think we're supposed to I think we are in Dumbledore's office, aren't we?
I don't know.
No, they're in Lupin's office.
But isn't
Or they're
Lupin's
in an
office
extra classroom.
isn't Lupin's office in that little door that goes up that little staircase in the classroom where he teaches the Defense Against the Dark Arts?
It could just be a different. It's a castle. They could be wherever the fuck they want.
Oh yeah, okay. Because we saw that office when it was
Dumbledore's?
no, when we saw the office when it was what's fucking Shakespeare.
Just keep going.
Shakespeare man.
Oh, you're talking about
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth
Gilderoy
Branagh.
Lockhart.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh. We saw the office and it didn't look like this.
Yeah, he had a smaller office
It
with
was
like
small.
a window behind the desk and a desk.
So maybe it's like a practice room.
You know what the nice thing about this is? That when you're making a show where everything is magic, continuity problems don't matter because it's just like, yeah, we magicked that.
Yeah.
And it's different now.
It's not like they have to like. I'm pretty sure like whenever they want to remodel, they can just magic remodel. They don't have to like bring in contractors. There's no little hard hat guys or anything like that.
Chandler, are you into the Fantastic Beasts movies at all? Have you seen the new one?
They are okay. Hear me out. They're so bad.
Yeah.
They don't make any fucking sense. But I did see the newest one because China banned 2 of the lines, and I was like, that means it's gay.
Yep.
I went to the theater. Jude Law, as Dumbledore said, that he was in love with Grindelwald, Mads Mikkelsen, because TBH, I love you, Mads Mikkelsen, and I screamed in the theater. I screamed because he's like, I did this because I was in love with you, and then he was like, later he's like, this summer I was in love with Grindelwald. Like, it was like every other scene, Dumbledore's like, yeah, because I was in love with him, and I was every single time I was like, yes, 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 yes. So like the movie was so bad, and like none of it made sense. The plot was bad. It was very well acted, and it was gay, so I'm very happy.
Did they explain why Mads Mikkelsen doesn't look like Johnny Depp?
No, but I also don't care because I love Mads Mikkelsen.
I had a question about that. I thought Grindelwald was Johnny Depp. Or wait, is
He
it
was.
Colin Farrell?
First he was Colin
Is
Farrell.
Colin Farrell in this?
That
Why does he keep on changing?
well, first
Wait,
he
said it
was
yourself. Magic
Grindelwald
World.
was
No
Colin Farrell
continuity.
and Johnny Depp, and now he's Mads Mikkelsen? Is that the case?
Grindelwald was pretending
Don't
to
say
be
Mikkelsen, that sounds silly.
a guy. I don't even remember his fucking name. That was Colin Farrell, and it was so the reveal was it was actually Grindelwald. I was like, and then they replaced Johnny Depp because of all of his
Johnny
scandals
Depp,
and
yeah.
shenanigans.
And also, he just looked ridiculous.
He looks crazy, and also Mads Mikkelsen is much hotter and much cooler.
But they don't address it at all in the movie. They don't
No.
say like, "Oh, we love your new look."
Like, this
Nah,
looks,
but
this
like
guy
they
looks
don't do
different
that for
all
the
time.
Batman movies. Everyone I grew up in the time where Batman was different every time, so like it
But they
recasting
could
doesn't bother
in this
me.
movie because
Okay.
they've already established in this world that he can change his look.
Yeah.
And like it's
Yeah,
I don't
you'd
know.
think they would just like.
They would
throw-
just
throw
But
a
Chandler,
line.
what you're
Yeah,
saying
like,
is that you're not
yeah, new
mad about
face.
it?
I'm not Mads about it. I'm
Still
mad about
got it.
Mads.
I saw the first 2 Fantastic Beasts movies, and I thought both of them sucked.
The first one I was kind of like, and the second one I was like, that just none of that made any
The
sense
second one
at all.
is the worst.
You
That
know who
was
I like
so
is the one
crazy
guy
bad.
who's like the muggle guy, who's like the
Are you
regular
fucking
guy.
kidding me? That guy, I like that actor.
guy, yeah.
That
No,
pisses me
I don't
off.
like
I'm like,
that
get
guy.
out of my movie.
I love that guy because
Get out of my movie. You have no place here. I hated that he got a wand in this newest one. I was like, I
they
don't
give
even
him a wand?
understand.
Wait, is he's a muggle, but he gets a wand? Can he do magic with a wand?
Dude,
Yeah.
like, the
Wait.
whole thing about him is like he's a muggle and he's like,
Like
very much
Dumbledore
in their shit.
magicked
and, like,
him a
that is
wand
not
that he
supposed
could
to happen.
use.
But wait, I thought
It doesn't make any sense. You're
not,
right. It
not
doesn't.
only is he
Okay.
living in a society where they're racist against muggles, they also just like don't let muggles do shit even if they know anything about it. And this guy is just like up in their fucking business.
But if you
and
can,
I love it.
But if a muggle can use a wand,
He's a
then why
liability.
is a
Exactly.
wizard?
It doesn't make sense.
This
Don't
is why
worry
I like
about
it.
it.
This is why I
No,
like it.
no.
Yeah.
You love chaos.
Yeah.
Are you a Sagittarius? You're scaring
No,
me.
No. No, I don't love chaos that
A
much.
series of phrases.
I just love chaos in the wizarding world because obviously it's a corrupt place.
I think
Mm-hmm.
it's so funny to me that you think that it's a more corrupt place than like the world that we're actually living in. Like, did you forget?
Have the last 2 years taught you nothing?
Like,
It is what it is.
you know what? We came here for escapism. You're right. I'm sorry. I should just drop it.
Last question about Fantastic Beasts: do they end it like it's the end of the series, or
There's
did,
supposed to be 2 more.
I know, but they're not going to make the
many
2 more
more.
unless
No,
this one-
because
There's
you know.
one
Oh,
more.
you know what's a nice little detail they add is Grindelwald has the Death Stick or the Elder Wand, which is Dumbledore's wand in the original movie. It's a whole. You're confused because you haven't seen all the movies, but everyone else that's listening
This is
probably
my
knows.
mistake, yes.
But basically, the wand that Grindelwald has in Secrets of Dumbledore is the wand that Dumbledore. They have like this huge fight that everyone talks about. Dumbledore defeats him and takes the wand. And he still has that wand by the end of this movie. So it's like, okay, so you know.
So that fight is going to happen. It hasn't
Yes, and
happened
it has
yet.
not happened yet.
But now I heard that there's a post-credits scene. Is that true?
Oh yeah, what was it?
Isn't this movie coming out in like a couple days or?
No, it's
something?
out.
No, it's out.
Oh, it's out right now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's out.
In theaters everywhere.
But you've seen this one. You've seen that one too.
I saw it on opening night because, again, gay.
Oh, that's one. I thought you
That's my
said the one
ship. It's
before
another
this
one of my
was
ship.
gayer. I don't know how gay.
No, the
each
new
one
one is the gay one.
The new one is the gay.
Actually,
We're all
so
trying to keep up with
Prisoner of
which is the
Azkaban.
gayest.
Prisoner of Azkaban is like implied gay. It's not
Right.
canon gay.
No, I know that. I know Dumbledore's secret is that he's like,
into dudes, yes.
Yeah.
But
I
J.K.
knew
Rowling
that.
didn't say that Dumbledore was gay until after all the books and
Right.
Harry Potter movies came out. So
Yeah,
it was
I
like,
know
oh
that.
yeah,
it was
he's gay.
speculated.
And that's the
It
only
was
reason there weren't
speculated
more
that was his
hardcore gay
boyfriend.
scenes in some
Yeah.
of the earlier books. We've got another question.
Hi.
Why Jude Law and not Jared Harris to play?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Jared Harris, and obviously,
Who's Jared Harris?
Richard Harris's son, who was in Mad Men, Chernobyl,
Lost in Space.
Obviously,
Resident Evil 2.
to play a young version of his father, I think that would have made
And the
sense.
answer is because Jared Harris, though extremely talented, not
too old
hot.
for the part.
Not
What?
hot, yeah.
Not
No, that's
hot.
true. It's
and
true.
too old, probably. Actually, it doesn't matter.
you know,
Dumbledore
look-
is like,
but looks just like his dad. So,
Jared
you know,
Harris-
Jared Harris is the fucking Dr. Moriarty,
oh, yeah, he
Professor
is.
Moriarty.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. This guy's related. Oh wow.
that's his son.
He's in a ton of shit.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
He's in movies. He's an actor.
He's also in Lady in the Water, if I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
my god, I've erased that movie from my mind.
I just love mentioning it. I know you guys hate it when I mention that movie exists.
I'm 100% sure that I've seen that movie.
I've never
I
seen
could
it.
not describe one scene or moment in it. That's like I feel like you joke that you've erased it from your mind. I literally,
I imagine
I'm thinking
it's,
right now. I know the actors in it, and I
All I
can't even
remember
picture it.
is throughout the movie just constantly screaming at the screen. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Like
Bob
every couple
Balaban's
of
in
minutes.
it,
Let's
right?
do a little tiny Lady in the Water podcast.
We should.
my
I would do it.
God.
I would
Lady
do
in
it.
the
I don't know.
Water.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Ladies in the water, and the end.
Yeah.
She comes out of the water from
Lady
time
in
to
the
time.
water.
I imagine.
She towels off.
Have you seen it or not seen it?
I have not
what are you
seen it. I have no idea.
What are you trying to say?
No, but I mean, you kind of nailed it, though.
You
I think
guys
it's just-
should actually have a segment called "Guess the Plot" based on the title of a movie that you haven't seen.
That's a great idea.
I like
Just a
bits.
thought.
I like bits.
We love a bit.
Love a good bit.
Between the three of us, there's like not that many that we haven't seen.
That is the
Was
danger.
it this podcast where we talked about talking about Lady in the Water?
How many other
made me think
podcasts
of-
do you do?
Well, no, I might have had this conversation with someone else. Bryce Dallas Howard, she's in Lady in the Water.
Yes.
Have you ever seen? Well, obviously, you know Ron Howard as her dad. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen
Yes.
her mom?
No.
No.
If you Google Bryce Dallas Howard
Does her mom look like Dallas,
parents,
the city?
you will
The city of
you will question why she looks the way she does. Ron Howard, notoriously not a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He was a famous actor.
Yeah. So does that mean he's good-looking?
Nah.
Well, I mean,
I mean, you don't have to do it right now.
he was a
but-
cute kid. No, I do have to do it right now, actually.
Ron Howard.
Just write Bryce Dallas Howard's mom.
Wait, are they not still married?
They might still be. I'm not sure.
What does she look like?
She kind of looks like Ron Howard. They look
Yeah.
the same.
They look like brother and
my
sister.
God.
She's not that great looking, if I remember correctly.
But they
So
look
you're
like,
surprised that
wait, yeah. What's your
two
Because the idea is that
average-looking people could have an attractive child?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, well, don't underestimate the fact that they're also very wealthy.
Yeah.
And rich people do look better
That's
than the
right.
rest of
Money
us. That
makes
is
you
true.
better looking.
It's
Money
basically
will
like-
make you better looking.
like the money goes into your cells.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Stem cells.
No, the money goes into your dentist's pocket.
Yeah.
And your, dietitian and your plastic surgeon and, everything else.
All right, let's get back to this movie. See, the middle portion of this movie can be whatever. It's just it doesn't hit its stride until that shrieking shack scene.
There were some
Yeah.
snow scenes though. I love to see snow in a movie.
You guys in
You
snow.
and Doctor should don't say
just
you
me.
guys don't lump
no,
us in
Matt
with
had
it.
a snow thing earlier.
I think it's true. I think I like movies better if there's snow in them. Like, name a
Yeah.
bad snow movie.
Yeah.
Snow Day.
I fucking love Snow Day.
Snow Dogs.
Oh, okay.
Cuba Gooding
You're right.
Jr.
You're right. I
Name-
can
name,
see.
like,
What do
a
you
real
mean? It has
movie.
Cuba in it. How could it be bad?
I think it's because it reminds you of like Christmas
The
time. It's
Thing.
very whimsical.
The thing.
Off the top of the dome, ready? The Thing.
Oh, okay.
Christmas
that's not
Vacation.
Very whimsical.
Yeah.
Christmas with the Cranks.
What else? What else is there?
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah,
You're just
a
trying to
classic.
think of bad Christmas movies. That's
I,
not the
I'm
same.
succeeding in thinking of bad Christmas. 4 Christmases. I'm succeeding in thinking of terrible
That's not the
fucking
thing.
Christmas movies.
There's such a market for Christmas-related content that there's always going to be bad Christmas movies. Like, bad Christmas movies are
Christmas in
eternal.
Connecticut. Christmas in Connecticut 2. Christmas in Connecticut
exists?
3. The Revenge.
Is that a whole movie?
Is it
yours?
real?
Christmas in Connecticut.
Is that like...
It's the Harris, the
Yeah,
McCabe family.
let's do it. Guess the plot.
Christmas in Connecticut?
Yeah, no, there's lots.
Squashing the snow talk. It's over now because we were looking at a crystal ball. Have you guys talked about how amazing the set deck is for these movies?
Yo, the set
It's
deck
really
is
great.
actually wild.
It is beautiful.
I think this is. I thought it was good in the previous ones. This one, it really stands out,
That
especially in like the
little
smaller
elevated.
rooms.
the Pyramid of Teacups?
Mm-hmm.
The camera work in this, like I know it's Alfonso Cuarón and he usually does crazier shit, but like you can feel the elements of his work here. You know, he does like there's a couple of cool shots. The one when they go back in time for the first time, she spins the thing and then she's like, "We have to run," and they run down the stairs, but the camera just continues to push like out through the clock window or
Yep.
whatever, and
Yeah.
then down.
Through the
Like,
gears. Yeah, that was that going through, and then it comes back through the clock when they return.
When they return,
and it's
yeah.
sort of like the bookends of their little adventure and time travel. There.
yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, the other movies had a very good. They did a great. I mean, obviously, it's they've got professional production designers doing a nice job coming up with elaborate shit, but they did a great job of like the first 2 movies had like the grandeur of the big rooms and open spaces and like the main hall and stuff like that. It was all very breathtaking. This one just every scene has just stuff that you're like, holy shit.
I
look
will
at
say this movie more than the others makes me feel like there's no other kids at this school. Like other than
Yeah.
the classroom scenes, like
Very
anytime they're in the
isolated.
halls and stuff, there is no one. It's just look, here they are.
Also, he does that soft iris in and out. I thought it was only when Harry was fainting, but he does it in between normal scenes too, of like the soft
It's
iris
like the
in
George
and out
Lucas, like,
as transitions.
wipes.
Yeah, he's gonna have a George Lucas wipe in there.
This guy's
Yeah, because
cool.
like, well, we're spanning the time of a whole school year, so we have to drop days where nothing happened.
I kind of like it. It reminds me that when you're like a freshman or you're the first year of school, you're kind of with everyone because you're getting to know everyone. But like by your second and third year, you found your people and who you're hanging out with. And so if you're more siloed, that makes sense to me.
Some of us were not hanging out with anyone our freshman year. Some of us were hanging out with everyone. Some of us were just keeping our own.
Harris was
counsel.
just that weird like beatnik kid who's smoking cigarettes in the corner. He's like, "Hey man, I'm cool." Hey,
Inside the building, you had a school where kids smoked cigarettes inside the.
When I was a kid.
He's a beatnik. What can I say? He's
Smoking cigarettes on planes.
When I was a
too.
kid, they did smoke on planes. I remember being on flights where people smoked, and it was like that's where the no smoking sign
Wild.
comes from, because they were like, "Oh no, you can't smoke until we're in the air," and then the no smoking light would go off, and everyone would light cigarettes.
I always wondered. I was like,
Yeah.
why does that light go on and off? I was like, isn't it just not allowed?
Yep, I'm from a different era.
I-
Where people smoked on planes. We had rotary phones,
Incredible.
all sorts of shit. Yeah,
I never had smoking
So
on planes,
vintage.
but I did.
yeah, I'm very vintage.
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to start describing myself as on Hinge.
Yeah, I never had smoking on planes, but I definitely rode on a lot of planes that still had the ashtrays and the armrests.
Yeah, they're not going to replace all those seats right away.
Are the
It took
planes
decades.
that are flying today like they're still the same planes like from the 80s?
I think a lot of them are.
Not
Yeah.
all. Some of them are. Yeah.
They've just updated like the seats.
Well, they've
And
made all
honestly-
the seats smaller.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
You know,
Yeah, like,
they wouldn't get rid of them just to get rid of some stupid fucking ashtrays.
Yeah.
But when they were like, "Hey, we can get another 3 inches here if we just shrink these seats down,"
fit
Yeah.
like at least another row.
That's what's funny about it is the reason they don't still have the ashtrays and the armrests is because they were replaced with smaller seats to cram more people in to make them less comfortable.
Yep. Yeah, it's really disgusting. I actually hate flying, and I hate airlines, and I hate planes, all that shit. It's like such a scam.
It used to be
Yeah.
like there was just 5 seats per plane. They were huge. They were very comfortable. The sound you're hearing is a cat.
He wants
He's
attention.
making noise. Yeah, he was like, "You've been podcasting for so long. I just want to make some noise and participate."
Hey, speaking of which, Harris,
Anything to say?
it might be that time to play a little game. Call
You
it.
want to do top 4? Top 4. All right. Am I running it? Okay, I can do this. I can definitely do this. I have the technology.
Who could we do? We could do Lupin. We could do.
I think we should do Gary
Trelawney.
Oldman.
Who?
Gary Oldman?
Oldman.
Oh, Gary Oldman. He's in a lot of movies. Yeah, he might be a fun one because he's in so many things.
He's in a lot of movies. All right, we're going to do Gary Oldman. And you guys are going to...
It's too bad he doesn't have a brother named Harry. He could be Harry Oldman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. On my phone, it doesn't do like a top 4. It does like a scroll.
Yeah, will you stop it?
Yeah, I can hear that loud and clear.
I don't want to have to take it away.
Oh, the cat is speaking to us.
Fuck you, Colin.
He's going to become a regular character now.
Yeah, here we go. All right, I got it. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Gary Oldman.
Chandler,
you get to go first. What are, according to IMDb, what are his top 4 movies?
The Dark Knight.
Yes.
Whoa, I
Very
would not
good
have
guess.
thought that.
Very good guess. That was probably the easiest one, honestly.
I'll say The Professional.
No.
Oh,
Good
Wrong.
guess. I love it.
Wait,
everyone! That's my favorite part of that movie.
that was improvised.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
I love how we like say stuff with conviction, and then as soon as like somebody's like, "Really?" It's like, maybe. I don't know. I'm just talking mostly.
I think it was improvised, but I'm not sure. Wait, Darkest Hour is the one where he was Churchill, and didn't he win an award for that?
He
Yes.
did win.
Okay,
some
Darkest
award.
Hour.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
All right, Chandler, back to you.
Tinker Tailor Soldier
Oh
Spy.
my God, you're on a roll.
Woo!
Colin, or no, Matt. Sorry.
Gosh, wow. I was gonna say one, but now I feel like it might not be right. Fuck it. The Fifth Element.
No, I'm sorry, Matt.
I was gonna say.
Damn.
Yeah, well, now you got to think of another thing to say.
Shit. I'm leaning towards doing another Batman. Dark Knight Rises.
No.
Wrong.
Sid and Nancy.
Oh, it's a great guess, but it's wrong.
That was what I was gonna say.
Wrong.
Oh gosh. What is he in?
Maybe it's this
my
movie.
God.
Oh shit! Is it this movie, Azkaban?
No.
Damn! Fuck you, Colin.
Wrong.
Colin?
Which is he? He's in another one, right? He's in the next one.
That's totally what it is.
Next one.
It's one of them.
Which one
I
is
would
it?
guess Order of the Phoenix.
Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
That is wrong.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to give you a hint.
Wrong.
Oh.
Your cat is going crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
In this movie, he wears old man makeup, but he also appears as himself, like with not old man makeup on.
Oh, I bet it's.
Yeah,
Wait,
don't
as
say it because it's
himself?
well, no, like he wears like normal, like his normal face, and then also old man
Oh, I
makeup.
bet it's Mank.
Chandler gets to guess.
Chandler guess Mank.
Mank.
No, he only
Wrong.
wears normal.
I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty good.
Wait,
It's fine. It's on Netflix. It's practically free.
old man makeup, not
Yeah.
like not deformed makeup, like just a regular old
Well,
man.
now you want me to like get into
All right,
specifics.
is it
about-
Hannibal?
No,
Damn,
Wrong.
He's
Oh
in
my God,
Hannibal.
he's in Hannibal?
he's like the
the
mangled
Vernon, the
guy whose
The
face.
pig guy?
Yeah.
yeah.
Shut up. I
Yeah.
might have to watch Hannibal.
Yeah,
Oh
There's
my
a
God.
pig man.
I think Hannibal's a little underrated.
Yeah, what's
I mean,
his
it's
face
like,
is
obviously-
mangled by pigs.
Obviously,
wow.
the Silence
Yeah.
of the Lambs is the like on a whole other level.
we got to do that
Amazing.
but like,
franchise.
but
Manhunter.
seriously, Red Dragon.
Manhunter is so
Manhunter's
good.
dope. Red Dragon, I think, is a great adaptation. Not as good as Manhunter, but
I love
a
Red
great
Dragon, too.
adaptation.
I haven't
And
seen
Hannibal is
Red
actually
Dragon, I
way
don't think.
underrated.
I only saw
I
Hannibal
love the
one
TV
time,
show.
I
Did
think.
you guys watch the TV
Oh,
show?
the TV show was
also very
amazing.
gay.
I never saw
I watched
Very
Hannibal
gay.
the show. It was
Super
very
gay.
Mads Mikkelsen.
It was very.
Yep.
It was
He's
very,
so hot.
Very gory
Good
too.
God. Oh yeah,
Very
but it's
gory.
like very artistic.
Yeah, give gory for like an NBC show though.
I thought I
Why
just
am I in
went.
charge?
I
No,
said.
he-
I said.
No,
Hannibal.
you were.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, you were wrong. Colin.
Oh.
Old man makeup.
Old man makeup and then regular man makeup. So no makeup. fuck. I don't know.
Nate, just think of any.
Was he in
character.
Paddington?
Wasn't everybody in Paddington?
Yeah, every British
Paddington.
That is
my
wrong.
guess.
All right, I'll give you another hint. I think this story is now in the public domain. I think it's been in the public domain forever.
Citizen Kane? I don't understand.
It's not your guess. You don't have to understand.
Something with the Wizard of Oz, like a Wizard of Oz remake? Something?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
Wrong.
So it's.
I'll give you a genre next time through, and you guys will probably get it.
So it's like an old story.
It's an old story, yeah, fairly old story.
Like the true story of it is old, or like the story.
The true story of it is very old.
Oh.
Well, it's got an old man in it.
Robin Hood.
Oh, it's something like that. It's gonna be some medieval thing, or like
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge, the movie.
I
It's
would
just
watch a
4
movie.
hours of rocks. Just
And it's just Gary Oldman building the whole thing.
Gary
by
Oldman.
himself.
Gary Oldman
Look, you
just
guys,
trying
really
to push
quick,
a rock a
really
couple
quick.
of inches.
Remus and Sirius are like touching each other and like almost embracing.
This is the scene when he's like,
Yeah.
I want to kill him. I came here to kill him.
Yeah, and they
that
never
guy."
say,
Right,
"Let's
right.
kill him. Let's
You
kill
guys,
him now.
in the
kill
book
him now."
though, it's much more convoluted. I remember rereading it recently, and I was like, "What the fuck was J.K. Rowling doing? Like, she was being so crazy. It was like 10 pages. I was like, this could have been 3."
Yeah, they totally could have just said, "Hey, let's just kill Peter Pettigrew, who's disguised as this rat here." But instead, they're just pointing and saying him over and over again. Which
This is tame. Is
And
what
he's like,
I'm
wait,
saying.
Harry has a right to know why.
Comparative.
Harry has a
Compared
right
to
to
the
know
book.
why we're going to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, do you have a guess?
I like that the character's name is Remus also because
He's getting
Romulus.
reamed.
Nice. Romulus and Remus were the founders of Rome, but they were famously
Nursed by a wolf.
nursed by a wolf.
Yeah, she-wolf.
I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Really interesting, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Rome's a real place too.
Nah.
It's
Yeah,
not- it's
and
not
it
in
was
the
founded
Wizarding world.
founded by twin brothers who were nursed by a wolf.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a movie. I got nothing. I don't know. Does he play a villain?
Yes.
That doesn't help. He's a villain in every movie.
Not true.
Except for The Dark
Except
Knight
for right now.
and this.
My beautiful boy.
I'll give you a little bit of a hint on that. He plays the titular villain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Titular villain.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is.
Say it.
Just say it. I don't know what it is.
Dracula.
Yes.
Oh.
Good job. Good job.
Fuck yeah.
It's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes,
So you're
Bram,
wrong.
but
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I was being brief.
You brief?
Oh my god.
You're right.
Well, I was gonna see if we could do David Thewlis, but he's even harder.
I don't know.
He's in
Naked.
He's in The Omen.
Man, Chandler, you're on a roll. Maybe we should do David Thewlis.
I've never seen Naked. I just know it.
By the way, you got the first two. Okay,
The
so
Omen?
yeah, so you're doing good, guys. You got the hard ones.
Yeah.
Which
Is Lupin?
oh
Reamed
the
Lupin.
Big Lebowski.
No.
Oh.
Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Oh, he's the yeah. That doesn't make sense in Wonder Woman, but that's
Oh, I know. The Island of Dr. Moreau.
No. Thinking too hard. This is the easiest one.
Wrong.
Oh no!
it's this movie.
It is.
Oh,
no,
it's, Harry,
actually,
it's,
it isn't
it's
the
Harry
easiest
Potter.
Harry Potter and the
It's
Prisoner
the
of
first or the
Azkaban.
second. It's number 7. Part 1 or 2.
It's part 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Nice.
Wow. I was going to give up on David Thewlis, and it turns out that was so much easier than Gary Oldman. Good job, guys.
Oh, so he comes back.
Go team. Yeah, he. Oh, I
And
won't say.
that's
No-
funny because
no
I was
spoilers.
No
thinking to
spoilers.
myself, oh, this character never comes back, but I guess he does. That's cool.
He's in 7 part. He's in 5 and both 7s.
Where did he go?
I guess technically 7 and 8.
Where did he go off to? Did
Just
he,
fucking off.
he went to go fetch something?
He's in 5 also?
He's werewolfing.
In the
Fetching thing?
Yeah,
for the
'cause he's-
order.
That's what a dog
Yeah.
does. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but not really.
more
a wolf.
boyfriend stuff.
I guess I'm the most familiar with these first 3 movies. Even though I've seen the other ones, I think I've only seen them one time.
Oh my God, you guys, I know the fifth movie so well. We turned off the sound for the first scene, and I was able to say every single line.
Why didn't we have you for that one? We're gonna have to have you back. Matt can't find guests.
You guys, when you emailed me about this, I looked at my phone, screamed because I was so excited, and I was saying to my roommates, I was like, "Oh my God, which one do I do? Do I do 3 or do I do 5? Do I do 3 or do I do 5?" Like it was really like I don't know, because then I could do the thing with the scene. But I chose 3 because of my boyfriends.
Right.
You know,
Good choice. Good choice. Right. They do a good job of making Timothy Spall look like he might have been living as a rat for 20 years.
Oh yeah,
Like,
incredible
he
work.
looks gross.
It helps
as
that
fuck.
he naturally looks like that.
Yeah, like Timothy Spall is not like the most handsome man in the world, and I think he owns that, and that's a big part of what he plays and what he's famous for. But at the same time, they really make him look like a person who's been living as a rat.
Also, explain to me, like, some magic has to be used with a wand, but some magic doesn't. Is that right?
Yeah,
Like,
why
Harry
not?
makes his
What-
aunt blow up in the beginning
what
without
gives?
a wand.
Why is that confusing?
Because what's the point of the wand?
The wand just helps you.
I
It
think
helps you let it
it's kind of
fly,
like
you know?
immature magic, and it's volatile, and it's more like feelings.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
They used to call it lady magic, but now they're much better about that.
It's like it's like this, Matt. It's like this lady magic. Beautiful. It's like this, Matt. You could finger
Why is that
paint.
beautiful?
It's just a beautiful. You
Is
know what I mean.
misogyny funny?
No,
Well, clearly, because I just made
No.
a joke about misogyny.
everything I did is wrong, and I apologize.
Yes.
And I'm
This is
sorry.
going to be our most censored
Bravo.
episode. We've said gay like
I
4,000
know.
times.
I've probably.
Yeah, but we're saying it in a good way.
I was saying it in a
like
good
this
way.
is this movie's so gay
I'm pretty sure.
in a good way.
I'm pretty sure that I've come
I'm
off
just
as
saying facts.
insensitive many times in my life. But like, okay,
Now I have to piece together what Colin's saying. He's like getting little words in between what you guys are saying.
No, Matt.
I'm not editing this
The
one.
one thing is like this: like you could finger paint and you could make like a painting, but you could also paint a painting with brushes, and like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the metaphor.
That's quite good.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
take it.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Problem solved.
Sure, I buy it.
Yeah.
Matt's
trying-
Matt's like, I prefer finger painting.
I was trying to think of another comparison like that, but I got nothing. Oh, this movie.
Yeah, this is where they've at this point in the movie, they have figured out that Peter Pettigrew was the rat. They figured out that Sirius Black is not a bad guy. He's actually Harry's godfather and wants to give him a place to stay when he's not at Hogwarts.
Yeah, that turn happened really quick.
They're all everything is they've sort of solved the mysteries that were plaguing them, and now they're going to bring Peter Pettigrew to justice and clear Sirius Black's name. And the movie's basically over at this point, and we're an hour and 40 minutes in, so this is about the time when a movie might wrap up.
But there's
And-
like
and
half
yet-
an hour left.
No, there's 40 minutes left.
40 minutes.
Yeah, there is
But
40
there
minutes
can't
left
be
in
a
this
happy
movie.
ending
Also,
where they
they're
ride off
hanging-
into the sunset.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. They're also like they're hanging out right by the Whomping Willow and not getting whomped.
They're not getting whomped. Yeah.
That is
It's
true.
still immobilized by Snape's
the
spell.
immobilist spell.
Oh, right. Yeah. Snape. Oh, Snape. He runs into this thing and gets all. It's one of the times when
Yeah.
Snape actually doesn't know what the fuck's
I can't
going
believe I haven't said this, but I love Alan Rickman.
great.
Snape in the book is horrible. I mean, like in the movies, he's a dick, but like in the books, I think he's much more creepy and weird and like needs to grow up and sucks. But like Alan Rickman playing Snape, beautiful work.
Yeah.
Team Snape.
I think he's my favorite character in these 3 movies so far. Just on the merits of like not being a complete moron.
Yeah. Actually competent.
Yeah. Actually, like not competent enough to actually save the day, but competent enough to at least know what the fuck's going on where everyone else is kind of clueless.
Oh yeah, he's like, I
Like,
don't
he's
know why
paying
you
more
guys are so
attention.
far behind.
Yeah, he's always paying more attention than everyone else.
Right.
This is kind of a thing where like this guy's going to turn into a werewolf right now.
Just
like
get
the
the
full
fuck
moon
outta
comes
there.
out. Yeah, why is anyone even fucking around? You should all be running.
Boyfriends.
Yeah. Sirius is hugging him.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool, like, as a director, you like, if you're doing a movie that
He just
has
gets launched.
It's awesome. Pretty far.
if you're doing a movie that has a werewolf transformation, Like I feel like American Werewolf in London kind of like is
set the
Takes
bar.
the cake.
Yeah, that's
Takes
the
the
bar.
cake.
that's the bar exactly. So if you're gonna do it, you got to do like your own version of it. What do we think about the transformation in this, or the look of the werewolf?
I think it looks bad.
This is the most obvious CGI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say this is the worst CGI in the movie. And it is very like the transition is kind of American Werewolf-y where you get the close up of body parts. It's
Yeah.
kind of like it's sort of doing the Crib Notes version of that and not doing it as well. I do like the werewolf. Like I like the design of the werewolf though.
skinny.
I like it's like the skinny weird little
Yeah.
like alien golem
It
werewolf.
doesn't move right.
That's
though.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like they like
That looks okay, but when it moves fast,
it has moments. It has moments, but I like the design of it. I like the creature design. I like the idea.
Doesn't it look like a little anorexic though?
Yeah, exactly. I like
Okay,
that's what I
that's
like about
good.
it. It's got like it's got like a little nub of a tail, and it looks kind of like a skinny naked dude, and
don't
like
know.
a skinny naked
I think it
golem
makes
dude
sense.
with a wolf
Like
face.
it's a werewolf. It's like
Yeah, it's
he's
supposed to be
not
half
a
man.
wolf. He's
Yeah.
also a man.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
How do
And
we?
if you see a dog without when my dog is wet, I'm like, you look like a little fucking rat.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like all
okay.
his
yeah,
hair is like
it looks like a wet dog.
yeah.
I don't know. I think sometimes you have to make it where you can't establish its location because it's like a werewolf.
Yeah. I feel like we should be able to see its penis more.
well, that little tail you thought.
What
you saw,
happened to
that's
his
actually
dick?
Where a werewolf
Where
is.
is the
Yeah,
penis?
where
I
is the
didn't see
dick?
penis.
The were penis.
How do we feel about the movie Wolf?
I've actually never seen it.
What is that?
It's Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer.
It's the Joker and Catwoman
Oh.
together.
Yes,
in
the
a
Joker
movie.
and
Meow.
Catwoman together again.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, not a great.
It's not Chinatown.
It's not a great word.
I remember wanting to see that movie really badly when I was a kid, seeing all the commercials for it and thinking, "Wow, the Joker and Catwoman are in a movie together. I have to see this."
and it's a
about
monster
werewolves.
movie about a werewolf.
Yeah.
It must be great.
But I never saw what the werewolf in that movie looks like.
It looks like Jack Nicholson with bigger sideburns, pretty much.
That sounds terrifying.
That movie was written by a friend of the pod, Jacob Strick's dad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Okay.
A little tie-in there.
We might be seeing Jacob again real soon.
Oh, are you gonna bring him on
Hint,
for a Harry
hint,
Potter?
hint.
Oh.
Well, he can tell us all about Wolf.
I was just gonna say, what's left to talk about in this movie? Oh yeah, 40 more minutes. Of
Yes,
bullshit.
40 more minutes. We get the Patronus here.
How did Dementors are they born? Were they people once?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Don't they
their
say
origin.
what they are in the books? I kind of remember something.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, that's really kind of dropping the ball, Chandler.
I don't think they look like they fuck, but maybe they do.
Yeah,
They must fuck each other.
Yeah, no.
Well, there was
They
that
don't
one,
seem to have a gender.
there was a
Yeah,
scene.
but
There was a scene earlier.
Not that
you don't need a
matters.
gender to fuck.
You're
Oh,
right.
you know what it was? It was the scene when all the little boys were like doing the funny voices and laughing together and like touching each other and stuff. When it zoomed way out of the
Wait, what?
That's
Was
how,
there a-
that's
was
how
there a
Dementors
circle-
are born.
I thought there was a circle. I thought they cut the circle jerk scene. What are you
no, when
talking
they're
about?
eating the
Animal
animal
sounds?
crackers and the animal
Oh,
crackers
right,
make
yes.
the animal
Oh,
sound.
yeah.
noises.
Yeah, the camera zooms out of the room and goes way, way back, and it's Dementors like
Fucking,
hovering
yeah.
around. But when we see
Doggy
that,
style.
the two Dementors
Dementor
like
style.
hover towards each other, and we see their hands like about to hold.
Oh, yeah. So they're like just gonna.
So I do think there are some kind of
There's an
relationships
intimacy.
between
There's- yeah.
Dementors
There's like Dementor best friends.
or
It's weird.
something.
Yeah.
I think once you get below the waist, they're actually just spectral.
Doesn't this Patronus stag look like the like Jägermeister?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. They
Like-
sold so much Jaeger this year. I bet they sold a lot of Patron and they sold a lot of
Yeah,
Jaeger
exactly.
this year.
I was like, what kind of that would be the drink that you'd make for this movie? Something
Yeah.
that involves tequila and
Patron and Jaeger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Patronus.
there's definitely an expecto Patron drink.
Yeah,
Expecto to
Patron.
be drunk.
But
know
you
what I mean?
absolutely have to have Jaeger in there because of the stag. Yeah. I think I also thought this was really clever how he's convinced that his dad. I don't know why he's convinced that it was his dad, but he's convinced that his dad cast this spell
He
that
always
saved
thinks
him.
his parents are back in
Yeah,
some
exactly.
form.
It's kind of sad.
He's a very sad kid.
It's kind of, almost the revelation that it was him instead of like when he and Hermione are flying away in the hippogriff later in the movie after he saved himself.
He's like, I know I could do it because I did it before.
Yeah, I know I could do it because I realized it's
and
me.
Hermione's like, land this fucking shit. I don't like this.
He's like, I'm the powerful wizard. It's like a huge revelation, but he says it. There's another performance issue where he's like, yeah, I knew I could do it because I've done it before because I'm that super powerful wizard, as it turns out.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, doesn't that make sense? Yeah. She's like, get bent, Harry.
Yeah. The acting is bad, though, because, like, yeah, like, they're not quite on that level where, like, really good actors, you can tell they're kind of listening to each other when they perform that dialogue, and you don't get that from them.
It's also total fucking exposition, which you kind of have to sell, and if you don't, then it just sounds like somebody saying, hey, just in case you didn't figure out what happened in that last scene, that was me.
Yeah. I still buy it.
Speaking of exposition, I love the exposition dumps in this movie. It's like pretty much anytime Harry wears the invisibility cloak, and he's like in the room, and there's like McGonagall, and she's like, you remember when Harry's parents were killed, right? Did you remember when that happened?
Well, here's the
as we all know.
Yeah, the dialogue in there is like nobody talks like that.
I kind of hate it when a character like speaks to his like the corner he's in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. And they like look at him.
It's like, why are you looking right at the invisibility?
Michael Gambon's beard in this Dumbledore beard is pretty tight
shorter,
too.
right?
A little shorter. It's got a little knot in it, and it's got some bells or something in there. It's got some shit going on.
I never really noticed it before, but to me, he does look a lot younger. He looks spry. You know?
Yeah.
He looks like he'd get out there and
he's got
run
movement.
around.
Yeah. I feel like the first time I saw the first two movies when I was younger, I think the only thing I knew Richard Harris from was Unforgiven.
Count of Monte Cristo?
Unforgiven.
Oh, younger.
Yeah.
Unforgiven.
Yeah, and so I didn't really know like.
Oh wow, yeah.
And he's English Bob.
Yeah.
And I didn't the Duck of Death.
The Duck of Death.
And I didn't really know Michael Gambon from anything. And I was kind of like, you put a beard on him. I was like, yeah, wow, they found a guy who looks just like him. And now it's like inconceivable to me that I ever thought they looked similar.
Do you know who they wanted?
So different faces.
Who their first pass was?
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
And he said
who could play a wizard? Well, I don't know.
He turned it down because he already was Gandalf. And then he also said that Richard Harris once said of him that he's a shit actor. And he's like, because of that, I can't do it.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
I think it would have broken people's brains if he went from Lord of the Rings to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Why would Richard Harris insult Ian McKellen? That's crazy.
Dude, Richard Harris was such a ball buster. Do you know what his like final words were as he was like being carted away?
Burying you with my money.
So he like had a heart attack, and I think he was at a restaurant, or he's at like a hotel, and they were taking him through like the restaurant lobby, and he was screaming, "It was the fish!" Like he was like just
Awesome.
busting balls all the way.
And also one of his last lines on his deathbed, he told one of the producers of this movie, like, you must not recast the role of Dumbledore. And he died.
Oh my
and they were like,
God.
how? Yeah, we have to.
Obviously, we're doing that.
Burn all the negatives.
The producer just looks at all the nurses in the room. He's like, you heard nothing.
Kill them.
Kill them.
Oh,
I
you know what I was
still
mad
play
about?
it. I know I'm going to be dead, but do a Weekend at Bernie's thing.
You know, Tupac was at Coachella that one time. Do that thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hated Hermione's
write the
punch
character
in this
out.
movie. So Hermione, like, socking Draco in the book was so... Well, actually, I think she slapped him, but I just wish it would have been a better punch. It looked lame. Like, that looked like shit.
That looked lame there, but when she does it closer...
With the power of editing.
It looked better, yeah.
It's still... I was like, you got nothing behind that fist, and he
The follow
deserved
through was lacking.
much more. I was like, he called you a mudblood 1,000,000 times. He literally wants you dead, and you're going to give him that weak shit? Okay, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's no other kids at this school except for the three of them and then the three villainous children.
Yeah, they're your crew and your bullies. And that's
There's your Stonehenge right there, Colin.
yeah. Stonehenge rules. I'll stand by that.
Aliens, not wizards.
Yeah, this is definitely like a totally different location than the last two movies.
It's so much more mountainous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Hagrid's place wasn't like at the bottom of a hill. It was just next to the woods,
Yep. Yeah.
which was all kind of flat.
Yeah, this shot is cool too. Like it feels almost like a trick, but I think that's just actually a hill that they're
It's
running
very
down.
steep.
I just love that Alfonso Cuarón came in and he was like, sorry, let me say that again. Alfonso Cuarón came in and was like, no. None of that was working. I'm going to do it my way. It's going to be better. And then they just did everything that he did.
Nobody will ever notice. Yeah, exactly.
It's true. It totally changes. I think the movies get progressively darker and like more desaturated as we go.
Yeah.
Right?
It definitely began here.
Yeah.
I like these giant pumpkins too.
Yeah.
Big fan of huge pumpkins.
I like when the executioner guy chops one.
Smashing pumpkins.
Anger? I don't know.
Yeah.
He was there to chop something and he was going to buy
sharpen his axe all damn day. I'm going to test it out.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Also a Death Eater.
Oh, the
executioner guy?
Yeah.
So what is a Death Eater?
They're like a follower, like an acolyte.
They're like Nazis.
Of Voldemort.
People throw that word around a lot.
But they are like Nazis.
Okay. I don't really know any better, so I'm gonna take your word for it. Death Eaters equals Nazis in this world. Wizard Nazis.
It's like
Why
the
basically
stormtroopers are
well, they're
Nazis
purists. They want to wipe out. They want pureblood wizards to rule.
Oh, yeah. Whose deaths do they eat?
Muggles and mudbloods.
Don't they also like want the wizarding world to like have power over the Muggle world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so it's kind of like a X-Men.
So it brings the threat
Yes.
to our world, guys.
Mm-hmm. What is this guy with the big axe have against pumpkins though?
I kind of feel like that makes sense though. If these wizards are so freaking powerful, they should kind of be in charge, right?
But we see how they run their own government. It's horrible.
This is
that's true.
This is just the movie Blade. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like we're all getting to. This is just a superhero story.
Hey, get back here, motherfucker.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish there was a podcast about the movie Blade.
Yeah.
There is.
Sometimes I wish that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak it into existence. We literally spoke it into existence.
Some motherfuckers always got to do magic uphill.
Some motherfuckers always trying to wizard without a wand.
Uphill magic.
They just ran up a hill. I was like, when it got to this part, I was like, oh, cool. This movie doesn't have a scene where they get Deus Ex Machina'd in the woods by some creature. And then like 10 minutes later, it happens.
Oh, wait. Hang on a second. Yeah.
Also, but hey, we just saw Dumbledore actually do something. So
We saw
that's
Dumbledore
like the
not
first
be-
time we've seen Dumbledore do something.
And again, he's not like he helps him out here a little bit, even though for some reason it takes him forever to get. See, this is like a moment
in
that
the first movie he rigged the contest to make Gryffindor win.
Oh yeah,
when
and the first movie he just cheated a bunch of people out of their hard-won points to rig the.
You there. I like the way you're looking at me. 100 points to Gryffindor.
And how many points are they behind? Not that it matters because this is all just unbiased. But yeah, 50. Okay, 51 points to that guy for ordering the bisque.
Ordering
the bisque.
The bisque is great.
It was a smart move for Gryffindor. What can you say? Oh, Buckbeak. Where did she get these dead ferrets?
She just ran and caught them.
No, they're hanging. They were hanging. Pay attention.
Well,
I know the time thing. She went back several times.
I know that we've established that Buckbeak's treats are dead ferrets, but like she really knew where they were, you know.
Yeah, see, Dumbledore's doing something here too. He's like, nobody look at the pumpkins. Everyone look at the hill over here. Don't look behind us immediately at all for a few more seconds.
My, it's a lovely hill. Don't you agree?
Don't you agree? It's so much more interesting than pumpkins.
And Fudge is like, yo, I know.
Do you think he was like doing the power of the dog thing with them? Like, you see the shadow?
Does that one look like a breast to you? These look like two breasts.
Sir, I don't see the breasts.
Look harder. See the little tree is a nipple? It does kind of look. See the little nipple.
Oh,
yeah. Do you guys like the Naked Gun when that part when he was like, everything I saw made me think of her.
Oh my god, we should do the Naked Gun. Those are
We
good
should.
movies.
That's a good
Oh
one.
my god.
Chandler, have you seen the Naked Gun movies?
I haven't.
Oh,
I was trying to get away
Oh,
with that.
you will
by
not be
saying
invited.
anything.
I have a thing. I think I could be wrong here, but I think women don't like the Naked Gun movies. They don't like every woman I've ever met does not like that movie. Or like when you say the Naked Gun, they
Look,
don't have the
Chandler-
same like
But I like
joyous
Airplane.
reaction.
Chandler hasn't seen them, so she doesn't know if she likes them or not.
Isn't Airplane a similar like
Yes.
tonal
it's
song?
very,
I love
it's all the
Airplane.
Zucker brothers. It's the same stuff, just
Okay.
silly guys.
However, I think Naked Gun is like sharper and like the jokes are better. Airplane
Yeah.
is good.
like a blind man in an orgy, I'd have to feel things out.
like a midget at a
Yeah,
urinal.
what's a midget
I had
at the
to
urinal?
stay
Yeah.
on my
Stay on my
toes.
toes.
What did she say? Surely you can't be serious. I am, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naked Gun.
it's
Naked
very
Gun's
similar,
good movies. Yeah, very similar humor.
Nice beaver. I love that part. And then she's like up climbing a ladder up to the attic, and he's like looking up her dress, and he's like, "Nice beaver." And then all of a sudden, she hands him a stuffed beaver.
Yeah, it's like a taxidermied beaver.
She's like, "Yeah, I just got it stuffed." Oh my god.
There should be. Why was there never like a
Spoof of Harry Potter.
spoof of Harry
oh my
Potter
god, there should be.
along those
I'm
lines?
sure one of the scary movies.
I think there is.
I think
like,
they did, yeah.
yeah,
The
stuff
scary
on
movies
this.
and like the later like epic movies and all those like just
Yeah,
ruined.
Scary movie kind of stopped being scary movie and started being like any blockbuster they could kind
Yeah.
of get a scene or two out of. But yeah, we've talked about this before about spoofing Christopher Nolan movies and spoofing Harry Potter. Like the spoof movie is kind of a dying art. It's not really.
Someone's
going
gonna
to
come back.
And,
And do them one day.
But you need like that. It needs to be that kind of like gag a minute Zucker Brothers scary movie,
like
type.
almost like a Looney
Scary
Tune.
movie reboot.
Like it's like a cartoon.
Yeah. It's got to be like a cartoon.
God, this movie's long.
So wait, how long do they? Because when I saw this the first time, I was trying to pay more attention, but like between them going to Hagrid's and them going into the Wacky Shack or whatever it's called, the Shake Shack.
Go to the Wacky Shack.
The Shake Shack. Between the Hagrid's and the Shake Shack, it seems like a lot of stuff happened, but yet in this version of it, they like go to Hagrid's, they go to the Shake Shack or the Whomping Tree, and then they just sit there all night. Like how much time just elapsed in this brief conversation they had?
I don't know. That scene has more really bad acting between the two.
It really is. They're like, let's take the two worst actresses in this movie and give them a really emotional, dramatic scene together in the woods.
subtext
Let's
of
have Ron sit this one out. But sir, I really think silence. I am the director.
I mean, the subtext of the scene is like he's saying that he saw his dad, and she's like, "That's not possible." And then they say the subtext basically in the dialogue, and it's just like nothing. Like there's no. It's not an interaction between them.
We're just reading the
I
script.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. I guess you gotta. I always have to remind myself, especially because this is a little more sophisticated than the first two, that it is kind of a kids' movie a little bit, and so when they do things like speak subtext too clearly, I guess you got to make sure that some of the younger people are following along. But
Yeah.
The yogurt people?
Yes.
Yeah, the yogurt. You don't
I
know
have
about
not
the yogurt.
heard that before.
You don't know about the yogurt people.
Yeah, you
I
don't know
love
about
the
the yogurt
plebs.
people?
The vanillas, the strawberries of the world.
Wow.
Have you've been to the
I s-
grocery store, I assume.
sure.
A grocery store of some kind?
What?
Yeah, you've seen where
Probiotics.
they keep yogurt on the shelves.
Grocery.
Well, not everyone buys. Like people buy the yogurt and they eat it, obviously, but not all of the yogurt that's on the shelf. Not everyone buys all of that yogurt. So once the yogurt remains on the shelf for a very long time, it goes to
Probiotics kick in, and they become people.
it goes to like a holding facility where it matures into something that you could say is like a person. There's a big issue here where some people say it's a person, some people say it's not a person.
Yeah, it still doesn't have the right to vote.
But yes, obviously.
Right.
But at some point, it becomes a yogurt person.
Yogurt the Great.
Okay, so
Yogurt
tell me what it
just-
really
just
is.
for just
Tell
for
me
clarity,
the etymology
just
of
for
this
clarity,
phrase
I
for
said
real.
younger people. but from now on, I'm referring to anybody
Yogurt.
who takes a little more
I
help.
thought you were saying the yogurt people, like the people who are like not smart enough to understand.
No, from now on, everyone who I think is not smart enough to follow a plot of a basic movie, I'm going to call them a yogurt person.
Oh my god. My bad. So the etymology
No,
is
it's not your bad. It's your good. You've done a good thing here. I'm calling everyone who can't follow simple movies yogurt people from now on. It needs no explanation. It's just, that's it.
Okay. Nope, it's me. Just plain yogurt.
It's really a supply chain problem.
The more people buy the yogurt, the less the yogurt people can form. It's supply and demand.
We got yogurt people growing on the shelves everywhere.
And don't get me started on granola.
Those are my people. Those are the P&W people.
The cottage cheese people, on the other hand, they are sharp as a tack. You can't get anything by them.
You know, when you get a lot of cottage cheese people working in a factory or something, you've got a real cottage industry.
Oh no.
How much time is left in this movie?
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to make it to the end. I feel like I'm already running out of steam here.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything we haven't talked about?
No, because we kind of already talked about the very ending. We talked about this scene. This is pretty much it. He saves himself. They fly away in the bird.
This scene already happened.
This is the movie of you have your mother's eyes. You have your mother's eyes. It's like,
it doesn't look like a stag though when he does it.
Yeah, when he does it the second time, we don't get to see
it doesn't
stag.
look like a Jägermeister symbol.
Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Well, you saw it once before. It's fine.
Yeah, but it feels like we watched it once before and it looked like one thing, and then we watched it again. It looks like something different.
When the like surge of the light was like pumping, like you kind of see the shape of a stag for a second.
Where?
I did
not in that shot. It was earlier. Go back.
I don't know. I disagree.
I don't see it there.
Hard disagree.
And like I wanted to see it.
You want to rewind and rewatch this long ass movie that we're trying to get through?
Just this scene right here. I'm telling you, it happens in the beginning.
They changed the look
mistaken.
of the Patronus in the next movies. I think it makes more sense the way they do it. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll be happier.
Retconning everything.
You'll be very happy.
Can you elaborate on that, or you don't want to?
No, you'll see.
Okay.
It's a totally
she doesn't want to
different
spoil
animal.
it for us.
You can talk about it in the next one. That's a freebie for you.
Yeah, she's guesting her way into the next podcast here.
Here's the scene you were talking about.
We're gonna be like, hey, I remember Chandler talked about this.
After 3, it just goes right into 4.
Which is apparently what I did when I watched this last night.
Yeah, you were like,
watch right and just let it keep playing.
He was sitting in a chair. I'm like, nope. He wasn't.
Autoplay the next one? Sure, why not?
We did that on the podcast recently. We just let Rocky 4, what was it? Rocky 6 go right into Rocky 4.
There's 6?
Yeah.
Oh my. I've seen 1 and I fell asleep during the final match. I felt in Dune, the original Dune, I fell asleep during like the sandworm scene. Like I just fall asleep during the
most climactic.
You just fall asleep during movies.
I was like, ugh, action? No.
Oh, no.
Nobody's kissing? Boo.
We were just
I feel
talking
like there was a
about
lot of kissing
today.
in the action scenes in the original Dune. It was a weird movie. There's always a sexual undertone to everything that happened in the original Dune.
I gotta
original
rewatch
Dune's
it.
Awesome.
Yes, people are covered in oil. I mean, it's not always a positive sexual undertone.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's very like Sting's Speedo and the giant guy with the pustules that's covered in oil.
Yeah. Colin, important question for you: what kind of water bowl is the cat drinking water out of?
It's a fountain.
Is that a normal cat thing?
Yeah, that's the cheapest one.
A fountain.
There's like more expensive versions of the same thing.
I don't think every cat has a fountain.
My cats have like a little dish. That has
that's
water
what I've
in it.
usually seen.
But also, my cats don't drink water out of that because they don't like it.
Yeah.
So if I got them one of these fancy fountains, maybe they'd be better hydrated.
What do you hydrate them with? Milk?
No, they eat wet food all the time. Though,
Actually, they're not supposed to have milk.
Yeah.
That's only in
my
movies
cats
and
actually
TV.
really like cream.
The
They don't
Great
like
Lie.
milk, but they like heavy cream.
Oh.
Which is weird. But they only eat wet food because Mama doesn't have any teeth. So the wet food provides enough moisture for her.
What?
So they don't really need water, but I guess if I got a fancy fountain like Colin, like big shot Hollywood.
I don't know. She
Colin
was over.
Shaw.
Yeah, she was over there for a while.
Are they more prone to drink water if it's like moving a la a fountain?
You know what? They love it out of the tap. If you turn on a tap, they like to go. Bleep, bleep, bleep.
It depends on the cat, but like oftentimes cats are like more interested in moving water, and something that cats do, and the reason he has that is if some cats, if you give them a bowl of water, they will like hit it and knock it
They
around
do
and
enjoy
spill
that.
it everywhere.
Yeah, they do enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, my cats don't drink. If I run the tap, they don't drink out of the tap, but they will come over and look at it and smack it.
Yeah. So I had to
Same.
get that for him because if I give him a bowl, he will like push it all around the room and spill it everywhere.
But your cat also eats dry food, so he's
Yeah.
he's got to find some
He likes
moisture
the dry
somewhere.
food. Yeah. And he likes the water. He likes the fountain.
Yeah,
It's just
he seems like he likes the fountain.
it's just who knows how much he enjoys like spilling water everywhere, which he's not supposed to do.
He's looking at me.
Probably.
Hi.
He probably enjoy. I think cats enjoy spilling stuff.
I think he enjoys anything.
They love
that,
chaos.
like,
They like making a mess. They do like making
anything
a
that
mess.
causes something to react to what he's doing. I think that he does like.
It's how he feels empowered. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm having an impact on this world
yeah,
by causing destruction.
because I'm able to like pick him up and like do all that stuff. So he needs to feel powerful sometimes too. I guess. Right.
So I got a question, Colin, about your cat because it's obviously there's something wrong with his face or something right with his face.
He's just got a little eye.
Oh, here it is.
But this is what I was going to ask. Does he have a little eye or does he have a giant eye? Because it seems like the little eye might be the normal one, and maybe the other eye is just bigger.
No, the little one's the little one, and the right eye is what his eyes are supposed to look like.
How do you know that? Because my cat's eyes look like the.
Maybe he's just doing this face the whole time.
Yeah, he definitely has like a little eyebrow cocked.
He gets the little Le Chiffre tears. Sometimes he gets like a little booger. I gotta like clean it off.
That's normal cat stuff.
Yeah, but he's like sometimes he gets a little thing there, and I call
He
it
does look. He does
would be
look.
way less threatening if it was just eye boogers instead of blood.
Yeah. It's like James Bond is like, excuse me, you have an eye booger. And he just takes his piggy finger and wipes it away.
I mean, he calls it a boogie.
Yeah. Oh, you got eye boogies.
Oh, what do they call them? Bogies. You've got a bogey.
Boogies.
Yeah. Ooh, bogies. All right. This movie's wrapping up. We actually are going to get to Hermione's terrible laugh shortly.
I think it just
No,
happened.
missed it.
It missed it. Oh man.
It's fine. It was
Can we
just going
rewind
to
it?
traumatize you.
You want to rewind this movie?
No, I didn't really. Should we rate this thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, Lupin didn't have to quit. Like, sure, he's been shamed and humiliated and everything, but like he could have tried to stay on.
That way, he could have collected unemployment.
Smart.
Yeah.
Do they have? I bet they don't have unemployment.
No,
in
they
this
got
fucking
wizard
government.
unemployment.
Wizard unemployment.
Wizard unemployment.
They just pay them in like fucking beans that are
Remus is thanking him for
Imagine
saving his boyfriend, you guys. This is very important.
jelly beans that taste like shit. Look at all the skulls. The fuck?
Spooky.
No, that comes with the Office.
Those are actually
not
all
his
just
skulls.
Those are actually all just candles.
You can't use this cabinet, you see, because it's full of skulls.
This is where I keep my skull collection.
I'm a serial killer. Yeah, let's rate this fucking thing. Who wants to go first?
Mischief managed.
Oh, the credits too. The end credits are all the mischief managed
Yeah.
map,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool.
And this movie
I
ends
love
on
the
a
fucking
on a
map.
silly 1980s freeze frame.
It's true.
That's
Oh yeah, it's terrible 1980s freeze frame of Harry's giant face yelping. Also, I feel like if you had the map and the invisibility cloak and the time thing, wouldn't you kind of be like the most powerful person in the world? I feel like that would be like
Yeah, but they have to
valuable
give
shit
up
to
the
have.
time turner though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if at one point they had all three of those things,
Did
I
they
would be
say
like,
that in this movie though?
no, Chandler said it in the book, but
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, I would be like, okay, come and get this shit from me because I have an invisibility cloak and I can travel through time. So, like,
Oh, I
figure it
just
out.
saw Ginny, who was like not in this movie.
She popped up every once in a while.
She was like, the fat lady. She's been attacked.
Yeah, it was like
That was about
random cut to reaction shots of her in the background of stuff.
They work so hard to make all of the extras that aren't like the main characters like not be white people, which is good.
Yeah, like don't give them like one line a movie, but you know,
I mean, it's
They
a
do a
good
better
thing,
job
but
in
it's
this
like,
movie
it's
than the
obvious.
previous
can you imagine the fit that like nerds would have had if they had cast like a person of color as Hermione or something though?
Oh, they
know.
did
It
when
would've
the play the Cursed Child. The actress who plays Hermione, adult Hermione, is black, and people lost their fucking minds.
Yeah, exactly. It's so
yeah, it was
stupid.
horrifying.
Oh.
of them. I think it's totally fine to like even J.K. Rowling was like, listen, all I said about Hermione is that she had,
was born a woman. That's all I care about.
I said she was a girl, and I said she had curly hair. Like, what more do you want?
I was always disappointed that she wasn't played by like a middle part of a leg because she's Hermione.
Oh,
Oh God.
Okay, yeah.
Colin,
let's rate this so I
Colin,
can go
just for that, you
home.
have to go first.
I gotta
Rate
get out
this
of
movie.
here.
You just ruined the podcast, Colin. Rate the movie.
That wasn't funny.
Good Lord.
That wasn't hilariously funny.
Colin, you might say you don't have a leg to stand on.
That's how it's done, Colin. Take notes, Colin.
Anyway.
That's a real knee slapper.
Something is afoot.
Oh man, this joke is wearing shin.
No. I gotta get the heel
you always
out
gotta
of
like
here.
ruin everything. Why are you ruining everything, Colin? You ruiner. Rate the movie, please.
Sorry.
Come on, it's the end is thigh.
Oh God, we're really stretching the limits of what we can tolerate here.
Oh my God.
I'll go first.
I like that one.
I feel like I fucked up when I first came on the pod because the dolphin scale is too skewed for me. Like I've been too generous. So I feel like I have to give this like something really high because I liked it and it's whimsical. So I'm gonna have to give it a 9, even though it maybe doesn't deserve a 9, but just based on all my other 9s and 8s, like shit.
That's good.
So,
That's a nice
there
round
you have
number, though.
it.
I like that. I appreciate it.
You gotta it's all about feel. It's not about the numbers don't mean anything.
Speaking of, why don't you go?
Oh, okay. I thought it was pretty good. This was the first time I remember going to the theater and walking out of it and being like, oh yeah, I like that like a lot. Like Harry Potter is fun and I'm willing to like get more into this. The other times I didn't see the first one in the theater. The second one I was like, yeah, that was okay. But I wasn't really ready to like really get into it at that point. But now I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I like maps, werewolves. That's
Snow.
fun. Snow. I love snow.
It's long.
It's
very
long. Yeah. And
Checking all the
Gary
boxes.
Oldman.
Gary Oldman. Yep.
All right. So this is like the scene with the bus is so bad though. It's just really upsets me.
At least it's short.
Minus
Yeah.
1 point, Gryffindor.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like between like a 7 and an 8, I think. I don't know.
You might say 7.5.
But you shouldn't.
I'll do 7.6.
Come
Boy,
on.
babe.
You can't do that.
Oh, God.
All right, I'll do 7.5. No, wait. Let's get.
Are you just going to do halves now every time because you know it bothers me?
No, not every time.
Okay.
I'll try to find the times where it bothers you the most.
All right. This movie's fine. I was also deciding between a 7 and an 8. It's so much better than the first two. But I don't want to overreact because there might be better movies to come. So, but I did enjoy it. The acting from two of the leads is still pretty abysmal. But I thought the story was really well done. It was a really good script. Loved the time travel plot. And I thought, the VFX have gotten better. The sets have gotten better. Everything has improved. So I don't know, even remember what I gave the first two. They're fine, good kids movies. This was actually held my interest, and I enjoyed it enough to let the next movie keep playing as I was going to sleep. So for that, I will give it a 7 Timothy Dolphins.
Nice. Yeah, I really like this movie a lot better than the last two for sure. Yeah, this movie moves at a clip, even though it's really long. There was a lot of interesting things that they did. Yes, I agree that the acting is not great in this one. Almost like more noticeably for me. In the scenes that matter, like
maybe you're less forgiving because they're not young anymore.
Maybe.
You're like, by this age, you should not be so bad at acting.
that could be it. But I feel like once Sirius Black is introduced, then the movie really picks up, and it's the first movie that really starts to introduce like the lore that will like go on, you know, in the rest of the movies. It's starting to introduce like the longer story, even though we know about Voldemort. He's not even really mentioned a lot in this movie. It's more about like the other people who follow him, which we're going to get more into as we go on. Yeah, this movie did a lot. It introduced a lot of new characters. It went in directions that the others haven't gone in, and yeah, I think it looks a lot better. The VFX are good. The music is good. The whole like look of it, now it's a little bit darker. Like, yeah, it's just cool. I see why this is like a fan favorite, you know, for a lot of people. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta give it an 8 Timothy Dolphins, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Because 9, 8, 7, 5, and a 7. Wow, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
Podcast over.
Yeah.
Mischief managed.
Chandler.
Oh boy.
Mischief managed.
Nice one.
Chandler, what's going on in your life? You got anything cool that you're working on? Or when was the last time we had you? Blade, right?
Yeah. God, I think that was like Supergirl was ending. Oh no, what's
The
happening?
cat just knocked over the spray bottle.
Nice.
He's like, you're not spraying me with this shit.
Nothing's really happening with me. I just have a cool boss that I really like, but I'm just working with him in development. I'm going to Costa Rica in a few weeks. That'll be cool, but
For
nothing
work?
I can point you to. No.
Oh.
Just for enrichment and to hike a volcano.
Just for research? For
Yeah,
tax purposes?
exactly,
For research?
Totally. Yeah. For writing, obviously.
Everything I do is for research.
See, I wish I was freelance. Write off everything.
Yep.
But I'm going to be unemployed, so I guess I can say I'm freelance.
All you got to do is one freelance gig, even if it's like a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That sounds cool. Costa Rica.
We should
I'd
do
like to go there.
podcast on tax advice. Matt McGregor's tax advice.
Well, guys, you know what?
Here's how I fuck the IRS.
You just gotta lie about everything. Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Thanks again, and I'm sure we'll have you back for your next time. Will be your 5-timer?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need a jacket.
Yeah, good job.
Prepare
You didn't
it.
blow it. You didn't blow it, Chandler.
With like patches and stuff.
Thank
You
God.
will be invited back.
It'd been a while.
You
I
will
thought
have to come back
I'm
and-
canceled, but I'm back. Here I am.
I mean, I feel like we're hitting all your faves. We got Harry Potter. We got Star Trek. We got Blade. What's left?
Oh God.
Yeah.
You know what? I would
Do you
love
like other movies?
I would love a Hunger Games if you do it.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys will. I think you guys should do Twilight because it would be so funny. You guys, it would be so funny.
I feel like we might have to do
That
something
would be
like that.
hilarious.
I feel like whichever one of you guys picks Twilight, it's like you're
Is
asking.
dead to you?
You're asking.
You're
me
gonna be
quit the
jealous that it
podcast.
wasn't you.
I always thought there were only 3 Twilights, but I found out there's 4.
There are
Well, you see,
5.
Harry Potter
There's
started.
5?
There's yep.
Fuck.
Harry Potter started the trend of splitting the last movie into
Yeah.
2.
Dark
and then
Breaking
Twilight
Dawn Part 1 and
followed.
2.
I thought that's why there was 4. That's
No,
why
there's 4
5?
books.
Oh.
Is
Yeah.
the next movie the one with Twilight guy in it? Oh yeah,
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
You mean the
Cedric
You mean
Diggory.
Batman? Yeah.
Diggory. Yeah,
The Batman.
The Batman.
the Batman.
So wait, you said you liked Hunger Games?
Oh, I'll come back for the Batman. You probably want someone different, but
Oh, the Batman. We're gonna do the Batman as a bonus.
that would be nice. I have thoughts on that, but
Good thoughts or bad ones?
both.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, good.
People who think it's the best one, I'm like, no, it's not.
Well, that's obviously false.
That's crazy.
I don't know if it's the best one, but it's up there for me. I thought
Yeah.
I saw it a second time. Really liked it.
I need to watch it a second time because the further away it was camp. And never mind,
It's already on HBO Max, which
Yeah.
is absurd to me since it was just in theaters like last month. So I guess this is how fast things
That's what they
happen.
wanna do.
45 days. That's the turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that's fine. I never would have watched it in the theater again. I will watch it in a couple of sittings at home. And
One of these
We
shoe
will
prints
discuss.
that we're watching turns into an animal. It starts.
yeah,
as,
and then it goes to bare feet, and then it goes to paws. It already happened.
yeah. Oh, it happened
Oh,
already.
that's cute.
Yep. And there's also a guy who's just standing there tapping his foot.
Well.
Clever girl.
Yeah.
Do a jig.
Long, elaborate credit sequence. They really committed to this, though.
Yeah, if you're
Okay,
gonna
so
have
you'll
long
only come
credits-
back if it's Twilight or Hunger Games?
No, I'll do anything. You guys know me.
No,
Are you
I'll
an
do
Indiana
anything.
Jones
That's
fan?
I
that's what
love
I'll do.
Indiana Jones.
Wait, what movies are no's for you? What are total cross-offs? Will not do.
Oh.
Terminator?
No, I fuck T2. Judgment Day is my fucking shit. What won't I do? I'll do anything. Won't I? You have to. I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll know when we see it.
Yeah, just try me.
Lord of the Rings?
I fucking love Lord of the Rings.
Shit.
I love
RoboCop?
everything. I love bitches leave. That's my favorite line from any movie ever. This is a fun game. Keep throwing titles at me.
What else have we discussed?
I'm trying to think of an
Vacation?
awful. I'm just trying to think of what awful movie could I pick that.
Oh, you know what I
Chandler would be
won't
like,
do?
no.
I won't do Liar Liar.
That's not a
And I
franchise.
won't
Not
do
a
Dumb and
franchise.
Dumber.
Oh,
Well,
that is a
I won't do
franchise.
Jim
Dumb
Carrey
and Dumber
dumb
is a
movies.
Oh.
Oh, it's sad to me that Dumb and Dumber is a franchise.
We already
You-
did
wait.
Batman Forever.
You will only do Jim Carrey serious movies?
I like Ace Ventura, but specifically Dumb and
Also a
Dumber
franchise.
hurts me to watch because they're so dumb in a way that's like so cringe in a way that I don't like.
Wait, even the first Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah,
You had extra gloves.
I
this
know,
whole
I
time.
know, I know. I'm sorry, everyone, but it just hurts me.
Oh, I love the first Dumb and Dumber.
Every,
I should say, I
every
love the
guy
only
does.
Dumb and Dumber.
So good.
Yeah.
It is so good.
It's really good.
The second one's horrible. Have you guys ever seen it?
No.
The second one that they did with
Dumb and
Jim
Dumber?
Carrey, or the one, or the
Not the prequel.
prequel.
The prequel is a movie that me and my friend snuck into the movie theater to
That's
see that movie.
The best way to see it. Don't pay for that.
And then we walked out of it. we were like, we want
This
our money
free
back.
movie. Yeah, you'll walk out and try to get your money back. Yes. Yeah, I have never seen either of them. I had a premonition that they would not be good.
Yes, your
Yeah,
premonition.
I won't see.
right.
Your women's intuition was correct.
That shouldn't be a franchise. Like that
Exactly.
movie.
It was such a very unique
yeah.
individual.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Samsonite, I was way off.
Oh boy, our pets' heads are falling off. Okay, all right.
That John Denver's full of shit.
You're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard, Harry.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and please remember to rate, review, and subscribe if you like listening to us talk about your favorite film franchises. Thank you once again to our guest, Chandler Smidt, and as always, thank you to Chris Morocco for banging out the You're a Wizard, Harry remix for this series. Subscribe to our Patreon for just $1 a month over at www.patreon.com/L2W. That's www.patreon.com/L2W. Help support the podcast by joining. You get instant access to over 50 bonus shows that feature us covering non-franchise classics such as David Lynch's Dune, Creed 1 and 2, Passenger 57, Twister, and so much more every single month for only $1. One measly dollar. Come on, guys. Again, that website to join is www.patreon.com/L2W. This show is a part of the Fandom Limb Podcast Network, so please be sure to check out some of their other awesome shows, and also be sure to join us again next time for Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Shit's fire, dog.
You're a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Wizard, Harry. You're a wizard. You're a wizard.